This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. How are you? Like, how are you really? And when was the last time you got to answer that question honestly? Therapy lets you feel all your feelings in a safe and supportive space, so you don't have to pretend anymore. Visit betterhelp.com/allies to give it a try.
Hello, welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I'm Daniel Bloodworth, coming to you from Los Angeles, California. This week I am joined by Bradley Ellis.
Hi.
Michael Huber.
Hello.
Michael Damiani.
What's up?
And Isla Hink.
Hi.
Making this all happen in the control room. We've got Don Casanova.
Hello, hello.
And he's not showing himself, but he's there. Gabby's there too. Helping me out with some stuff. Thank you very much. This is...
Put in eye drops.
Oh no.
This
is our last episode of 2023.
Whoa.
We're gonna look back over the year. I've got more notes than is probably necessary. So we'll jump around. We'll
That's
skip
par
through
for the
things.
course.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Book
God.
of Blood.
Oh, God.
Yeah. We will talk about things as little or as much as you want. But,
Top 10 traumas in my life
but
is the Book of
err
Blood.
on the little. Err on the little.
Top 10 dude. As soon as he cracks
Yeah.
that, you can
When that
feel
thing's
5
cracked
hours
open.
of your life
Yeah.
just disappear.
It's like, oh, here it comes.
We are shooting
Isla and I would always look at each other from across the room. Just like, it's like the Death Note.
we are shooting this 2 weeks in the past. Yeah, there are no corrections this week. Also, Brad's last regular appearance
Yes, that's right.
on this show. Right
Only
here.
thing I
right.
hate more than a season finale is a series finale. This is it.
Yeah.
That's it, brother.
This is
No,
it
it
for
isn't.
a
Yeah.
while.
For Brad.
For me.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
Brad. Yeah.
It's the
For me.
retirement
Just
of,
for
of
me.
a personality, not the
Just for
series
me.
finale. Don't freak people out.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Series finale.
I got written
Featuring-
off the show.
Yeah. You were written off. Some soap opera shit. Car crash. Like,
Director's note, Bradley was not written off the show.
True.
So most of this episode is going to be going through just kind of like back through the year, month
Yeah.
by month. There are a couple of things that encompass the whole year. One of them will wait. We'll leave it where it finished. But one of them does not finish.
Oh.
One of them does not leave us alone. One of them needs to go away.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Embracer.
Yeah. Embrace
Well,
your
I wish
layoffs.
it was just Embracer.
Oh,
But
no.
layoffs are
Layoffs.
everywhere.
Jeez.
Layoffs are everywhere. This year, the running tally is over 10,000 layoffs
Jeez.
Jeez.
for 2023.
Good
Economic
Lord.
headwinds and all that.
Economic headwinds.
Money has dried up, as some have said. And the Embracer Group, in particular, lost a deal, reportedly unconfirmed, with some Saudis investment group that turned their whole operation around. They went from buying everybody to laying everybody off.
Yeah.
With Embracer just themselves, there's over 1,000 that they've laid off, including the shuttering of Volition and Free Radical.
Boo. Boo.
And, yeah, more to come.
Who could have predicted that they were flying too close to the sun? Like, who could have
All
seen
of
that
us.
fucking coming? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good God.
Good Lord.
And incomplete. I'm going to stress this, incomplete. Like, I wrote down a bunch that I had notes of, but I know that there are some that I've missed. Incomplete list of companies that saw layoffs in 2023. Microsoft, including Xbox, Bethesda, and 343. Fandom, including GameSpot and Giant Bomb. Unity, multiple times. EGM Now, The Washington Post. EA. Meta, including Ready at Dawn and Downpour Interactive.
God, I forgot about Ready at Dawn.
Pixel Opus, the developers of Concrete Genie. That studio,
right.
I think, is straight up gone.
Yeah.
Vanpool is also gone. They were collaborators on the Kirby series and makers of Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land and Dylan's Rolling Western. Again, the Embracer Group repeatedly. Blizzard, Striking Distance, the guys that made Callisto Protocol, and Glenn Schofield is out of there as well. BioWare, Mimimi Games closed. They made Shadow Gambit, Desperados 3, bunch of other great.
It's just so insane,
games.
Blitter, that before you continue, it's like that studio is making excellent video games. People are still laid off somehow. Yeah, people in Shadow's Gambit. Somehow people are still laid off. Blizzard ships one of the highest selling games of the year and like the highest in the franchise, and they're laying people off. It just doesn't make any sense.
Right. Has so much more to do with investors and interest rates than anything anyone can do about anything. Ascendant Studios, makers of Immortals of Avium. Naughty Dog, Crystal Dynamics, Epic Games laid off more than 800. Sega, some people were laid off from a creative assembly after Hyenas was canceled, which was Sega's most expensive game ever. Team 17, as much as a third of its staff. Jesus. Bungie lost about 100. The Escapist, Kotaku, Ubisoft, at least 124. Digital Extremes, who make Warframe. Samurai Punk chose to close down. They were the guys behind Screen Sheet. Amazon Games, over 180. Digital Bros, who has 505 Games and all of that, cut about 30% of their staff. Humble Games, CD Projekt Red, League of Geeks, who made Armello, basically put one whole game on hold and lost about half of their staff. Fantastic, which just happened with that whole fiasco. And then Hasbro, who has Wizard of the Coast and all that stuff. Wired Magazine, 3D Realms, Slipgate Ironworks. And like I said, that's my incomplete list. Yeah.
The Hasbro thing is especially weird because it's like, it was like 1,100 people or whatever, but like over the next 6 months or something?
Yeah, they will be notified over the next 6 months. So
like, how terrifying is that?
Yeah.
Just like, hey, we're gonna come in and kill half of you.
Right.
Just find out who. Keep working though. Keep doing a great job. Like, what the fuck? Like, look for a job immediately. 100% of that workforce. Like, leave. Screw that. It's so fucked.
And Wizard of the Coast with the D&D resurgence and everything, like they're the ones that have been making the money, but still high level, long time
like,
people.
2024, they're re-releasing all the books. Like, there's a whole big new like 5e.5 or 5.5e basically coming out next year. Like, anyway,
I'm bummed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, great way to start the podcast.
This is
so excellent.
Yeah. We've had a really great number of games, but this has been the other side of the coin for 2023.
Blood, you were talking about
week after week.
You were talking about the money drying up that they said, right?
Yeah.
And like a lot of people getting laid off because of that. And it's like, I asked about that on one of the podcasts with you, and you're like, yeah, everyone gave money during the pandemic. And it almost feels like this year was the best of all time because during the pandemic, everyone pumped money into the game industry, and then we saw all those games come out.
Yeah, everything got pushed into this year. Yeah.
And it's like everything all came out this year. So like on one hand, that's great, but then now here we are all caught up in reality.
Because people stopped earning money for 2 years.
It's also like when the well dried up, there's no more like investment money. There's no more loan money because rates were hiked up. So it was way easier to get money, and money was flowing very nicely up until like the start of the pandemic. And then, it was a combination of like sounds like that. I mean, there's like 30 articles every week about this, it seems like, and like you never know like what, like, what's really going on, but someone's probably close to hitting getting the truth on that. But it's like, they just stopped like, people aren't investing. They're closing up. They're closing their wallets, closing their purses. They're closing everything. And the shitty thing is, you see like these companies still reporting record sales, and it's like,
Yep.
yeah, but we gotta let you off because like we still need to achieve infinite growth in every quarter. We need to beat the last quarter, and we have to beat the last year's quarter. It's like never ending. It's like a never ending like thing that like it's like you're never gonna be satisfied. Dude, I saw a headline today that said like, I thought the narrative the last year and a half was like, no one wants to work anymore, win. And now it's like, now companies are angry, people aren't quitting. I'm like, wait, what? Make up your dumbass minds. I was like, which is it?
Yeah.
Like,
It's so demoralizing.
wait, what? Like,
It's so demoralizing because like Diablo sold so well. Desperados and Shadow Gambit reviewed so well. So now like a critically acclaimed indie game or a hugely selling AAA game isn't enough to keep your employees on. It just blows my mind. Like, not to throw shade at Callisto Protocol, I like that game, but like that under-delivered on expectations. It was an expensive game. It didn't review well.
Right.
Don't think it sold that well.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if your game is like underperforms, you get laid off, but then if your game also overperforms, you get laid off. So like what are we even doing here?
I think some of it is people were staffing up for projects, especially in the pandemic, and the game came out or when their job's done, and they just let them go instead of maybe trying to find a position for them, or if there's not enough positions. So
Well, I think partly that, but I also think like Embracer, I think is a fairly good example of, a lot of the places that are getting shuttered or whatever, they're not going to be releasing a game in the next year to year and a half. And so I think that's the thing is like, well, they made their money back, but they're still in the hole. And without an investment, without anybody investing, without any money to get, then these people are going to take another 4 to 5 years to make the next game. They're just a drain of money.
Yeah.
There's no way for them to make any of that money back in the near term. And so that's kind of where it's all kind of a huge.
Like with that, I guess one of the Naughty Dog ones makes sense because it's like that game got canceled.
Right.
So I wonder if those are a lot of the people working on that one.
Yeah, and I don't think the Naughty Dog thing was a lot. Like they tried to kind of keep it under the table as like people that weren't necessarily like even really employees at the studio. They were contract employees from what I remember. So, they didn't have, quote unquote permanent jobs anyways. They're all only signed on for a couple of years. And they're
Permalant, Sila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Well,
I think
that's
with
how
that.
the industry used to work, to my understanding, like way more than it does now, is just like you'd get hired on for that game and then they would fire everyone. But, they would just not renew your contract or, your contract would end and then off you go,
Yeah, I guess the thing is though, at least you're under contract, like it's coming up,
yeah.
so you have like some like inkling where now more than ever it seems like it's just like regular staff people who it's, as Huber said earlier, it doesn't matter if your game did great. If something way above you is just not in the cards for you, you're just done. Like what incentive do you have to like work hard or like people are like, well, you didn't work hard enough. It's like, well, what does it matter if like your game sells so well but you don't get it? Like all these things just kind of like these arguments just like fall apart when you like look at the root of it, and it's just like it just sucks at the end of the day to look at what was a year with so many great releases, but like whatever it was, every week it was like great big game of the year release type this week, more layoffs. Like it was like this this stalker that wouldn't let the year go. Like, no, I'm not letting you off the hook. Like there's something wrong going on here, and like you're like it's lockstep with each other. Yeah,
right, because it's hard to tell. Like we like it's easy to attribute causality or like a correlation between like, oh, your game sold a billion copies and you made all this money and now you fired everyone. It's like, I mean, I guess American presidencies are like the best example that I can think of, where it's like things take a while to pay off. Like things take 2 years to pay off. So anything good that happens that's actually the responsibility of the previous administration, you can take credit for, and anything bad that happens, is the previous guy's fault or whatever. And like you just blame it because it takes so long, the legs are so long. And like, I don't know if it's because I'm homesick and I read the Hasbro layoff news and I watched an episode about freight trains and how just like corporate greed is like doing everything, but it's just like it gets hard to not start reading everything into just like how much does all this relate, and like how screwed are we? Like are we in the early stages of the jackpot, like of the apocalypse? like well, how bad is it, And it's like hard sometimes to, in my darker moments when I'm home with the cold or whatever, I'm just like, how bad are things? Like,
yeah,
is society falling apart? Like what's happening? Like I'm sure it's, probably is, but whatever. Yeah. Happy New Year.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough. It was rough, like, especially there were weeks where, like, we would have a podcast and I would have a couple of layoff stories in it, and then I would, like, get home, and before I'd, like, post the podcast, there's more layoff stories that we didn't cover. It's like,
that's insane.
Okay. But anyways, let's move on to some other things. So we're going to start in January. This will probably be like top loaded, like the front half we'll talk about more, and then the back half we won't as much, just because it's more recent. It's like more fresh in our minds. The front half is kind of fun because like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot that happened, and now you like look back on it and like, oh okay.
Yeah.
And here's one of those examples. In January, Gen Design, which is headed up by Fumito Ueda and former members of Team Eco, said that 2023 will finally be a year with lots to talk about.
Ooh. Classic Ueda, dude.
You haven't yet to say anything to my
Yeah, I have not.
There's still time.
There's still time.
A couple weeks
Still
left.
time. Oh, Ueda-san. Please show me your game, dude.
What are they doing? Yeah.
So I guess it can't be too much longer.
Hopefully.
Do we see that game?
Hopefully, dude.
Christmas
Please
Day,
show
dude.
The PSVR 2 launched.
Yeah.
That seems to be doing all right.
Yeah.
Definitely quieter than the original PSVR.
Yeah, I would say so. A little quieter. But,
Yeah.
there's some good stuff on there, especially like with implementing VR modes into current games. I think they've done a really good job with like Resident Evil. I mean, Resident Evil 4 just came out also on that, and like Gran Turismo 7 is incredible in there. But yeah, they need some more games for sure.
Yeah, and I know...
Or for some more spotlight on it, I should say, actually.
Well, I know Arizona Sunshine 2 and Asgard's Wrath 2 both are doing really well in reviews. I don't know if those are both on
those
PlayStation.
Those are Meta. No, I think Asgard's owned by Meta.
Asgard's owned by
Because that's Sanzaru,
Meta?
and I think they own them.
Got it. Got bought up.
Yeah, they got bought up a while ago.
Arizona Sunshine 2 might be on PlayStation.
I have no idea about that.
Sorry. Yeah. There's only so much fact checking I can do with a year's worth of headlines.
Yeah.
Xbox had their first developer direct in January, and shadow dropped Hi-Fi Rush.
Hell
it was pretty
There's
good.
a highlight for
Hell.
you.
It was
That's
pretty
a
good.
highlight.
It was way better than their previous things that they've done in the past.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
much
they've
better.
got Tina there who used to be at IGN, and it's
Yeah.
like, it shows.
Yeah, it
Like,
showed.
She's making improvements in those presentations.
Absolutely, yeah.
One of the best games of the year.
Yeah.
Right there.
Arizona
People
Sunshine
didn't forget
2
it.
says PS5.
Got it. Nice.
Cool.
One could argue that Hi-Fi Rush set the tone for one of the best years of video games.
Yeah.
They got the ball rolling.
And to come out of nowhere like that.
Oh, yeah.
One Piece Odyssey.
No, One
I'm
Piece.
just kidding.
We haven't heard anything from Xbox if they're going to do this again.
Hopefully, though.
So hopefully we will
Maybe
see
they'll
something.
drop Silk Song in January.
Sure.
At one of those.
Maybe.
There
It's
you
not
go.
first party, but maybe.
Yeah. It'll be on Game Pass.
Nintendo followed that up. They did a combo with that. Shadow dropping Metroid Prime Remastered.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was cool.
Which was amazing.
Yeah, I heard it's top tier
That's
remaster,
good,
right?
yeah.
I haven't played it.
Yeah. Like just really like redoing all the art to look good in HD, but still feel like completely faithful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then and also improving the controls.
Look at Metroid in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
You got all the Primes. You got Dread. Prime 4 is coming one day.
We haven't
day.
had Prime in a
Yeah,
while,
someday.
except for the
Yeah.
The remake.
Just
or
that
remaster.
remaster.
Yeah, just the
Yeah.
remaster.
Still, that's sick.
But I mean, like Dread, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying even the remaster though. So many people probably
Metroid
didn't have
has
access
more
to
of a
it.
pulse than it's had in a very long time.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yes. I thought when that collection or the remaster came out, I thought, I'm like, oh, maybe Prime's not that far away. Maybe we'll get this year. Nah.
Right?
Nope.
Next year.
Yeah.
Switch 2 launch.
I hope. We haven't seen anything on
Switch
that game.
2
Nothing.
launch game.
Hope so.
It's going
That'd be
down,
great.
Damiani. Do you believe me?
Prime 4?
Yeah. It's launching on
Wait,
Switch
I
2.
I think it's the way.
I don't know. There was a posting recently that they were hiring concept artists at Retro, which could be for another game, but sent some
That's for
people into
the-
a panic.
That's for the
Retro's always
DLC.
hiring. Retro's always hiring.
That's for the new
It's
Donkey
funny.
Kong game.
Yeah. So yeah, the annual like every few months panic of Retro hiring new people.
Dude, I don't know. The way Isla said, I think it's a way off, makes me think she knows something.
Yeah, she knows
so-
something. Inside
No
trash.
comment.
But Damiani's in
Inside
Texas.
comment.
No comment.
He can make a drive down there and look in the
Sketch.
windows.
Sketchy.
Yeah, Donnie, go pound at the door.
Yeah.
Where's
Or, like a 4.5 hour drive down there. Yeah.
Yeah. We got Game Boy and GBA on the Switch.
Yeah.
Good vibes.
Sweet, yeah.
Some good
Very
stuff.
cool.
This
Yeah.
year? That was
Yeah.
last year. Oh
Yeah,
man.
This year.
They got 6 golden coins on there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
do,
That's
yeah.
so sick.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Got Oracle Seasons and Ages on there now, which
Yeah.
is great.
Really cool stuff. 2-Player Productions released a 32 episode series on the making of Psychonauts 2 titled Psych Odyssey. It covers
Right.
years and years of the game's lengthy development. Clocks in at 22 hours long.
Wow.
So,
I need to watch that someday.
yeah,
Yeah, that
I've
was
heard
great.
phenomenal things from people that have watched it. That it really, like, yeah, it doesn't censor things or pull any punches. It really gets you inside of like what it's like to develop a huge game like that.
Cool.
Yeah, so if you haven't caught up, holiday break, there's the time. Get in there. Binge that sucker. Huber.
Got like 9 GOTY games to finish during break.
But you have to eat lunches.
Very true. Good point.
1.75 speed. Cut it to like 18 hours.
Yeah.
Huber. Shinji Mikami left
Yeah.
Tango Gameworks
Yeah.
in February.
Hurts.
He got paid out big time.
Paid out. Akumi Nakamura gone. Shinji Mikami gone. Evil
Hey, he's
Within
gonna
3.
come back, dude. He's gonna come back.
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
He's gonna make games again.
Yeah, that's badass. I am like more invested in the Evil Within 3 at this very moment than I am in Mikami making another game.
You
No
think
offense.
that, though. You think that
I
until
know.
you see his next game, maybe.
Yeah.
But you got John Johannes still. He's still there.
Exactly. Hopefully he.
And you love Evil Within
he-
2,
dude,
so
hopefully he
I
carries
think
the
it's in
torch.
fine hands.
John Johannes is the goat.
Yeah,
The
it seems like
underrated goat.
it seems like he's probably under a non-compete clause, so that's why we haven't heard
Yeah.
anything. When
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
got
yeah.
like wait out a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably a year.
So maybe a couple weeks.
Yep.
See where
It's
Mikami's
gonna be.
what he's doing.
I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
So crazy because I wonder because like for the longest time that's why I didn't direct Evil Within 2 and even Hi-Fi Rush to an extent is because he was like, yo, I want the new generation to make games.
Right.
So it's like weird to see that and that's why I'm not as hyped as I was because it was like, okay, this man is telling me that like he's done what he's wanted to do with creating and directing and he wants to see what the younger people want to do.
But it sounds like he's not totally. Sounds like
Yeah.
he still wants to make games.
Yeah.
But I think
To me
maybe
as-
just not in this like studio head.
Yeah,
kinda
maybe it's a
role.
different type of role.
Yeah.
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 Super Nintendo World opened at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Yeah.
And
Very nice.
that is a fun place.
So fun. Super fun.
Very jolly.
Yep.
Now they gotta
Can't
get the
wait for that
Donkey Kong. one.
expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch our
expansion
travel
pack.
Absolutely. The tea's still warm. That's nice. But yeah, you get your little wristband. You go in there, earn a bunch of coins,
Yeah,
play
that's
some
cool.
games.
Spend some money.
Yeah, maybe reserve a spot at the Toad
Spent a lot of
Cafe.
money.
spend a lot of money. This is true.
Lots of money.
And then Huber took home a little Toad Cafe toad.
Yeah, and the sweater.
sweatshirt.
And that sweater.
Yeah. Love it.
I love how much you love that water thermos, Blood. You always are just like, this
It's
thing
a
keeps
part
my
of him.
coffee hot forever. Yeah, he loves it. He loves it.
Well, most of the time I have
thank you
water,
to
so it's been a minute.
Whoever gave him that.
This is Sega.
Ryuga.
This is RGG Studio.
I don't know
That's
how to
right.
say the last word.
Yuga Gotoku. In February, Thomas Mahler, head of Moon Studios, teased their next game, saying, either we manage to revolutionize the ARPG genre, or we'll slowly fade away into the distance. While that should be scary,
Dramatic.
I love the challenge. Diablo, PoE, etc. We're coming for you. May the best one win.
That sounds like that's going to be their game for 10 years then.
That's this.
If they're going to support it.
And that's what we saw. Yeah.
That's
No
like
Rest for the Wicked was revealed at Game Awards.
That's a
yeah.
lot of work to keep up with PoE and
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
Or sorry,
that's a
Diablo
full-time
4.
job.
That's a
Yeah.
lot.
Diablo is set up for the next like many years. Expansions already announced, like seasons all the
$100
time.
version.
Yeah. Crazy.
It looks cool though. His game or their game.
Mm-hmm.
Looks neat.
Yeah, I love their art, and it's like one of those things. Like when I saw like the first like wolf thing with like the sticks around its head and stuff, and it's like this thing looks familiar. And it's like yeah, because it looks a lot like the wolf thing in Ori. So
Yeah.
After mixed reception of Forspoken, developer Luminous Productions was merged back into Square Enix proper. Damiani, our Luminous correspondent, what do you think?
I mean, we said it before, that game had unrealistic expectations for the sales and performance, and I think even in the best of circumstances, it was never going to hit those numbers. But I mean, we're still not entirely sure. Like the only thing we've seen since that roll, the liquidation and the roll back into Square Enix proper, is we did see Luminous Studios credited, or Productions credited on Final Fantasy 16. So they were involved in 16 in some capacity. So this is kind of what I thought would probably happen, is that they'll just be, you know, a support team for other big projects, and probably will never, obviously will never have their own project again.
I'm bummed that game's still $70. I check all the time.
It was on sale for a while.
I
for like
missed that
30
sale.
Well, it
bucks.
was
I
on
missed that
sale
sale.
for a while, yeah.
I check once in a while. I must have missed it when it was, because I even checked during the holiday,
Yeah.
like Thanksgiving time, because I was like, oh, it'll be on sale, and it wasn't. At least that I saw $70.
Okay. Chat.
Save 60. Oh, that's
Send-
on PC.
send-
it's only 28
send
bucks
Huber an
on
alert.
Steam right now.
28 on Steam.
Yeah, it's $27.99 on Steam.
We'll see.
Okay.
You can maybe get a physical one cheaper too.
Yeah,
Amazon's always
that's true,
slashing
yeah.
the price.
yeah. Because I really want to play that game.
They wanted to be grossly incandescent, but they were merely luminous.
They patched it a lot too, didn't they?
It's only $49.99 now
On PS5?
on PS5 at Forspoken bestseller.
Hard
Is this
copy?
used or new? GameStop physical copy $17.50
There you
on
go.
sale from $69.99.
Wait, what?
Shipping
GameStop.
right now, new condition, new. GameStop.com. Forspoken PS5 new shipping. It will ship to you $17.50 right now in stock.
All right,
You can add it
I'm
to
gonna
stock.
buy
Swing through a GameStop on
buying
the
it.
way home, dude.
I'm buying it. Dude, check the digital price. I swear I just
Well, digital might be different.
Not
I'm looking at
making this
physical.
up. Yeah,
$40 at
digital
Walmart.
PlayStation Store.
$40 at
I swear
Walmart.
to you. Because I was
Amazon.
blown away. I was like,
Amazon,
how
it's
is
not
this still
available on
70
Amazon.
this far away? Okay, Damiani, you're a hero.
It's $25 at Target.
Not this second because we're filming this podcast, but I'm going to buy that for $17. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
he's not gonna pull a Damiani over
I
here on
admire
this
your
desk.
restraint.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Excellent.
I
That's
buy
a
things
steal.
during the podcast all the time.
The NPDs are no more. Long live the NPDs.
Long live the MPDs.
NPD merged with IRI Worldwide to form Circana, So we still get our monthly sales reports from Matt Piscatella, thankfully. It's a new name.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
GTA
5.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it now. Circana, actually.
Yeah. Also, yeah, they've got those like monthly active users things
Well,
going
Matt-
on now. That's new.
Will he be offended if I just keep calling them the MPDs?
I don't know.
Is
I
that
don't know.
offensive?
We'll have to get him here and ask him someday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I love them.
An indie game that you play by inserting a Joy-Con into a roll of toilet paper came out for Switch. It is a total
Hell
blast.
Yeah, rules, dude.
Yeah. That came out this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, go to
Yeah.
every week.
Give me
It was
toilet
that day
paper.
of the devs too, and a bunch of people were like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "This game has been out for a year. Just like, check it out."
So cool.
Huber.
Yo.
Epic revealed Fortnite Creative 2.0,
Insane.
aka Unreal Editor for Fortnite, which basically allows anyone to release their own games in Fortnite with the island code.
This year, more than any year of this game's existence, I saw so many humans be like, all right, Fortnite, you got me.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything they've done this year, I was a little down on it for just like there was like a many months of just like the normal mode seasons that weren't as good as some years, the kind of lack of events and everything, but like with Creative 2.0, and then now the new season and Lego and Rocket Racers and the jam session thing, it is more insane than it has ever been. I saw at one point a month or so ago there were 7 million concurrent.
Wow.
I'm like, this is nuts.
Yeah. And with this thing, it's like pulling off dreams. You did the
Yeah.
Alan Wake thing.
Yeah.
They did that tie-in.
Yeah.
They did some Game
That thing
Awards
was awesome.
Island.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
it's crazy. Coming for Roblox.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I've been playing the Lego thing on the side. It's so fun.
Yeah, I got a friend that like texted me and was
God.
like trying to get me in there. It's like, dude, I've never even played Fortnite.
Lego's so fun. Yeah. And this new season just came out. I'm loving this new season. Oh my God.
E3 was canceled.
Ugh.
We talked about that not that long ago.
Ugh.
First, it was just for this year, and then in December, it was canceled for good.
Permanently.
Permanent.
Sad.
They canceled this year. And didn't they also announce that next year's was canceled as well? And then we
I
got
think-
the thing
Yeah.
this week, or sorry, like earlier this month in December, where they said it's permadead.
Yeah,
That's, like,
yeah. There's
insane.
there's a whole series of things because they
they
canceled
like
this
parted
year's,
with Reed Pop
and,
a little after.
Oh yeah.
and then they parted ways with Reed Pop a couple months later, and said that there
Yeah.
wouldn't be 2024, but they were envisioning what it was going to be in 2025, and then they're like, nope, we're done.
Yep.
They gave us a little haiku tweet and then peaced out.
Wait, was it literally a haiku?
Yes.
It was not literally. I don't think I did not count the syllables, but it is written in 3 lines.
Yeah.
and it's only one sentence.
When Blood read it, I heard Jin Sakai.
Saying it,
Yeah.
When you're like looking at it, like the scenery and like just seeing like the trailers from past conferences playing in the sky.
All right, well, it's
Tears rolling down his cheek.
good. Sad. Yeah, I'm a
No, it's
glass
not a
half
haiku.
full. Yeah, not officially.
Yeah.
I'm a glass half full kind of human, and I think E3, despite
It
its,
feels
you
like
know,
a haiku, though. Holy shit.
Yeah. Despite E3's flaws here and there, it had some of the most genuine love for this industry ever. Like some of those moments, some of those times.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just like putting things aside and just enjoying what is in front of you, you know? E3. Just celebrating. Just a celebration. So I'm going to miss it, man.
Yeah. Neither of you were on that episode before. I was wondering if you had any thoughts you wanted to share about E3 before we move on to something else.
Yeah, I mean, E3 is what a legendary event, and like the in-person like nature of it, just meeting with people from the community, meeting people from the industry, the energy, the vibes, the carpets, like the makeout sessions, like E3 rules. And you know,
someone should review your carpet.
Easy, Huber.
Easy. It's short. What did you mean by that?
We do not need to elaborate.
You're out here judging booth carpets, Isla. You want to judge your carpet. that's all I mean by it.
Do you understand the entendre that you are doing?
The fan fiction ended already. Stop.
Do you understand what you're saying right now, Yubi?
My mind is clear. I am literally just thinking about carpets. Okay. That is it. Well, nothing more, nothing less, no innuendos whatsoever. I'm thinking about actually reviewing carpet, flooring carpet.
Okay.
That's your stinger, Don. I will say that our upstairs is carpeted and our downstairs is whatever this is, laminate or something. And it's nice to have a carpeted bedroom, though I have bad allergies, so I would have preferred to not have a carpeted bedroom. I would prefer to have no carpet at all. When talking about actual carpet.
Damiani, I don't know how you followed that up, but
no, we don't need to turn this into a 10-hour podcast, but I'll just say it's a bummer to. Oh, I mean, because I just have a lot to say about E3 and stuff. Yeah. But I will just say that I feel bad for people who had, dreamed or hoped of going to an E3 one day, seeing
I saw those tweets.
Growing up, that younger generations who saw what it was and just will never have a chance to go to something like that. Because while there are still trade shows around, nothing was really like E3 week. It was not just like the convention. It was like everything going on alongside it, along with like that dedicated week or a few days of press conferences. Like you can't even you didn't have to go to experience that. You can't even experience that now. Like I know we have SGF and stuff, but like it's not the same. So they're trying, but it's like not quite it. So nothing quite like it exists to replace it, and that's unfortunate.
You can get a little bit of the like community aspect of it at PAX, and you can get a little bit of the industry aspect of it at GDC. But yeah, like neither of them are the like, frankly, kind of insane grandeur of E3.
Yeah.
It was obviously
borderline
unhinged.
It was insane.
Insanity.
Yeah, half pipe in a convention center with Tony Hawk on it. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't see that every day.
Shout out to the Konami press conference. We haven't mentioned it once.
To Mr. T and Paris Hilton.
Well, just like Nintendo's booths, like they built Luigi's Mansion as a booth. They built New Donk City as
that
a booth.
aspect of it, at least, like Nintendo Live, I feel like is covering pretty well. And so like now that we've seen what that looks like, I'm more inclined to try to get to one.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We should go next day.
After winning awards in 2022, Multiverses announced that it would be going offline to retool the game and relaunch in 2024.
Yeah. Crazy.
Coming back, though.
Yeah.
It's going to come back big.
Apparently.
People thought it was a good call. We'll see how it plays out when it comes back.
Yeah.
An interesting call regardless.
Kind of with everything else going on this year, it's kind of scary to think about it. It's like, oh, you're just going to go dark and then hopefully you can regain your momentum.
Yeah. It does seem like the momentum of killer game releases is not letting up into Q1 of next year. So they hopefully, when they're planning to bring it back, there's a little bit of a window, because if this eats into their window, they're like, they don't have a good chance, I feel like.
Yeah.
And, exceptions aside, the multiverse vibe is not what it was a couple years ago. There's some fatigue there.
Or everything is just going to Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, WB fatigue with all the Warner Brothers stuff that happened, throughout the year. Who knows though? Like that might have been their plan then, but like
But it's a live service, so Warner Brothers is all about that.
Yeah, we'll see how they feel about that like next year.
Yeah. Moving into Q2, April to June, Sega released The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, right, yeah.
For free on Steam. Amazing.
Yeah, we played this.
Yeah.
My friend made
Murder
that.
mystery
Yeah, it was
visual
really
novel,
fun.
yeah. Oh, you know her?
Yeah, crazy.
Nice.
Well, I know a guy who made it. One of the guys.
Oh, okay.
Sonic. What a weirdo.
What a weirdo.
What a
They're a
weird.
bunch of weirdos.
It's crazy.
Just
It's-
like an Agatha Christie novel
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Sonic characters.
it makes no sense, but then it's like, oh, it's Sonic. All right.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we just mentioned this, but Nintendo announced its first Nintendo Live event for North America, which took place in Seattle in September. More
Yeah.
focused on family gatherings, photo ops, and all that kind of stuff. But Super Mario Brothers Wonder was there.
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
Freakhouse is
that
doing
was
demos.
the thing.
Yeah.
good stuff.
We don't know if they'll have like new games there or not going. Like, yeah, that was the wild card, is if something would be playable there that wasn't previously playable. But you know, who knows? You know, they've been doing those in Japan for a while, so we'll see if they keep bringing it back, or you know, and doing it at the same level, or if they're just like, nah, it's something we'll do once every few years or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
They
When
did
they
announce
have
some
something to
for
show.
other countries too, so that they'll be doing.
They're expanding, yeah.
Unfortunately, the Tokyo one had to get canceled for some crazy threats or whatever. Yeah.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I hear about
there's
that.
people like threatening the Splatoon tournaments or whatever, and so
Whoa.
they canceled the Nintendo Live.
Platoon tournaments?
Jeez.
Wow.
That's scary.
That is insane.
Ease up.
Right? Sega acquired Angry Birds creator Rovio for $775 million,
Whoa, that's a lot of money.
That is a ton of money.
hoping to
money.
gain expertise in mobile and live service
Yeah,
stuff.
everyone's looking for a live service mobile gaming thing.
Speaking of like multiverse fatigue, I feel like the live service bubble has kind of
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
popped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder what live service is going to look like in 2024. Honestly, that's one of my biggest questions going into next year.
Right.
Especially looking at the MPDs for the yearly sales and like seeing what might actually beat Call of Duty.
Right.
And, you know, is a single player game.
Right.
So
Yeah. That's the thing though, is it's like those are tracking individual game sales. Like, as far as I know, they don't have any way of tracking like the crazy amounts of money going into
Of course.
Johnny, you know, buying a bunch of V-Bucks
Skeletor
on your
on
iPad
Call of
without
Duty,
you
yeah.
knowing.
Yeah.
friggin' Hellsing crossovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
TMNT and Street Fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah, the turtles.
True.
I am curious though if we see like an Angry Birds style game with like Sonic spin dashing into things.
I don't see why not. Or they'll show up in a Sonic game at this
Yeah.
point. Like, why not? There's already a bunch of goofy animals in there.
Right?
Yeah.
Throw a bird in.
That's some good. That'd be some good like Sonic Frontiers DLC.
Or put him in Angry Birds or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hubert,
Yo.
still need to see more. But Shadow Man Dark Legacy
Yeah, dude.
was announced with a teaser trailer in May, coming in 2024.
Hell yeah.
First game since the PS2.
Yeah. Excited for this. Everything comes back. It's another example, you know, Shadow Man is rising from the depths. And then, of course, the remaster of the first one came out a little while ago. That's my favorite way to do these things. You come out with a remaster, you let everybody get caught up, you reestablish the brand, and then you come out with a brand new one. So, very excited to check a look on this.
What do you want to see out of a modern game for this?
Shadow Man?
Yeah.
I mean, like heavy emphasis on voodoo. Like, give us like the definitive voodoo game for sure. Make it dark, make it scary, make it, you know, not necessarily like survival horror, but like have shades of that for sure. Just make it a little more clear about where to go than in the
Yeah,
original.
I think that we can tackle that in 2024.
yeah.
Isn't that game like a nightmare to figure out where to go?
Oh my god, the first one without a guide, like if you can get through that game, you are a professional. That is it's tough. So confusing.
All right. I'm going to give you guys one word, and then you can take it away. Redfall.
Oh, Redfall. What a disappointment.
It bums me out.
Yeah, it bummed me out. That game actually bummed me out, dude.
Yeah.
Because we like Arcane a lot. Especially
lot.
like Dishonored games. And Deathloop was cool. It's just like, man, just playing that game felt so unreal. It's like, how is this an Arcane game, actually?
Yeah.
It was so unfinished. It, like, didn't look good. It didn't play good. It was just baffling. Like, why does this exist?
On paper, it's a slam dunk. You know?
Yeah.
Arcane making a vampire game?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's co-op. Like, that's, you know, they're doing something a little different, which was cool. It's like, okay, they've had a lot of single-player games. Like, obviously, Deathloop had, like, its own little weird element to multiplayer. But it's like, okay, you know, maybe a little Left 4 Dead, a little Deus Ex in here, a little Dishonored, and we got, you know, we're going to slay vampires together. It just felt like such a slam dunk. And I remember the debut trailer had, like, such a cool style. I was really invested.
Yeah, you were.
And it's like, I was invested in it because of the history of the studio and the pedigree.
How would you know?
Exactly. You know, now it's like I always say, it's like, okay, every studio gets like one misfire. You know, it's like when you do two misfires, it's like, oh, okay, this is not the same studio anymore. It's like, all right, this is their one misfire. Now going in, it's like I'm a little more cautious. CD Projekt Red, even though they've turned Cyberpunk around completely, biggest redemption story, still going into The Witcher 4. It's like, okay, I'm a little bit more cautious here than like from Witcher 3 or, you know, 2 into 3 or 3 into Cyberpunk. So, yeah, so now I'm just a little worried about Arcane games in the future, but, you know, everybody gets one misstep.
Yeah.
But it was definitely one of the biggest
Yeah,
disappointments.
it was very disappointing.
Without a doubt.
Game. I was like bummed out that I didn't want to play it. I was just like, oh, I wish I liked this game.
And
Couldn't
they're
get
like
into it.
they're trying to do the redemption. You know, they that game launched 30 frames per second.
on
They just
console.
came out with 60.
Yeah.
They've been like working on it very quietly.
But that's even wild, though, to think that, like, this game came out in May.
Yeah.
And it took them till, like, the end of the year to get a 60 frame per second patch.
Yeah.
When they showed it off, when you previewed it, it was 60 frames per second because
You probably played on PC?
PC, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows if it can ever get to like the redemption story of some other games, but
Yeah, I don't know how much they're going to support that game. Like,
Yeah.
if they're doing a big new expansion or anything, I have no idea.
Yeah, the player numbers dropped off
Yeah.
really hard.
And
on-
like the co-op, like playing together with people wasn't super good.
yeah, that was so weird.
Like saving progress,
Yeah.
and it just like
So
was not seamless. It was not as
Well,
good
and
as it
just
should have been.
gameplay wise, like the powers didn't interface with each other. Like
Yeah.
you didn't need them. Like, ugh.
yeah. And
weird
one
game.
last thing too, you know, it's like if this was some random studio you had never heard of, or if it was a studio's first game, like I wouldn't excuse it. I'd be like, oh, that game's not great. But like the expectations, and I do the same thing with you know, if it's Naughty Dog or something, or Santa Monica Studio or CD Projekt, it's like when you have a studio that has a huge budget and tons of resources, and they've already released incredible games, it's like the expectations are naturally going to be higher.
Yeah.
So I think that's also why this game was, you know, really targeted, really stomped
Yeah, it
on.
was just so unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like, how did this happen? Like, it didn't seem real that came from Arcade.
we saw the
Phantom
release.
Liberty, can
Oh.
you jump in at any point?
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
I'm in the
I
middle
think-
of my game, can I play that
I
part?
think, well, if you're in the middle of a game, I think you have to get to a point. I don't think it's super far, but I think you can, like, make a new save, too, or whatever.
You could
Like
do that with Witcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
think it's
definitely
like
could
that.
do it with Witcher. I'm not sure on Phantom Liberty.
Yeah, I think I just hopped into my save or whatever, and I could do it. I can't remember.
The Super Mario Brothers movie came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Massive success.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Cool
yeah.
build.
By far the best performing video game movie and one of the best performing animated movies.
Yeah. It was the year of the adaptation. We saw at the Game Awards all those.
Yeah,
good
Twisted Metal,
adaptations.
Gran Turismo, Last of Us, Mario, one other one I'm forgetting right now. Castlevania
Yeah.
Nocturne. Like, wow, we are in a different era for video game adaptations.
Yeah.
So those were all awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I remember our reaction shots episode of video game adaptations, and we were like, "There's like 2 good ones."
Yeah.
At the time. Like
Yeah.
that was a couple years ago, and now it's like, oh yeah, there were like 4 good ones.
Yeah. And we had a
5, 6 good
fun meetup for that too.
Yep.
Had people come out and went to the theater
That
with
was
them.
so much fun.
Yeah, that was great. And Gabby and Huber and I got to go to the premiere, which was really fun. We didn't realize it was like the premiere. Like Jack
Yeah.
Black and people were all there, and we were all like, huh?
World premiere.
It was nuts. I had a great time. I liked it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. This is one you might have forgotten about. Pokemon developers Game Freak announced a collaboration with Private Division for their all-new title Project Bloom, which is due to release in fiscal year 2026.
Whoa.
It's an action-adventure game going for a very different tone, more darker, more realistic than their previous
Didn't
games.
they show like a piece of art for
Yeah,
this
they showed
game?
a piece of art, like a
Yeah.
kind of like a warrior with like a
Yeah.
samurai hat and like these big trees and spores all over
it
the
looked
place.
nice, yeah.
I
I mean,
do
way too
remember
early
that.
to judge anything, but I liked the picture or
Yeah.
the concept for it. Looked really cool.
And yeah, because it's like it's just such a different direction.
Yeah.
Like even the
Yeah.
other like non-Pokemon things they've done have still been very, cartoon
Yeah.
like. So
It's probably really exciting for them.
yeah. PlayStation announced the India Hero Project, inviting devs in India to submit games for an incubator program to get direct mentorship and support from PlayStation for global release.
Cool.
Yeah, this is just like one of those really cool things to like hear somebody talk about it and then see something happen. Because I had talked to Shuhei at Art Gallery like before the Game Awards last year, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I was just in India," and like telling me about things that he had seen and like how things are changing over there. And then like a couple months later, it's like, "Oh, there's a whole program for the stuff that Shu saw last year. That's sick."
Awesome. Spread the word.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage was added to Dead by Daylight, playing Nicolas Cage.
I love that you put this on there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's hilarious. Somebody like yanked all of his voice files so you could just listen to every line that he's got in the game.
That's cool.
Just losing his mind.
He sure is an actor. That's true.
They also got Alien and Chucky and a whole bunch of other stuff. But man, that one was the highlight. So out of left field.
Wait, Aliens and Dead by Daylight now?
The Xenomorph.
Yeah.
I forgot
Yeah,
about
remember?
that.
It has
Remember,
the
we thought it was gonna be a
vents and
unique
stuff?
mechanic, but it's apparently not, or whatever, or not unique to that
Burrow
map.
Underground.
Yeah,
Oh,
the vents are like part of the aliens loadout essentially. They get added to any map when the alien's on it.
I gotta play that.
Yeah, you haven't played that?
I forgot about it.
Wow.
Something was going down.
PlayStation's spring showcase was a bit lacking on the big first-party hits people were
Yeah.
expecting. They did announce that new Marathon game from Bungie, as well as Fair Games, a
Right.
multiplayer heist game from Jade Raymond's studio Haven. And then there's also Concord,
Another live service game.
a PvP multiplayer first-person shooter coming 2024 that we still don't know anything about. There's just like
Yeah.
the inside of a spaceship.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
Inside of a
Sony,
spaceship,
yeah.
first-person shooter.
Sony.
I don't know.
They're being real quiet.
Yeah.
Frustratingly quiet.
Question.
Yes.
Do all multiplayer games now just have to be live service
Yes.
games?
For most people, they think so.
Like,
I don't know
Can
how
you just make-
necessarily wouldn't. Like,
yeah, right? So it's either you
I mean, the business
commit.
models could be different, but
Yeah. You either make your single player game or you make a never ending multiplayer game. That's your only options now, I guess.
I think like,
Or, like,
the progression, the battle
there-
pass, yeah.
there's another option that I think bigger studios are overlooking, which is, I mean, I've talked about this a long time, and like obviously, it's harder said than, or easier said than done, but like, look at Lethal Company, right? One person made this game. I don't know how much financial outlay they've had for it, but now it's like gangbusters, right? Like, I would like to see game studios take more of an approach like film studios have done in the past, where it's like they make a smaller budget thing that might not reach quite as many things, but then it's like it's less of a financial risk, so they don't need it to be this huge giant Fortnite like mega success, you know? It's like spend $3 million on a game, which is a lot. Like spend $100,000 on a game.
Yeah.
You know, spend $500,000 on a game, and then like if it's, you know, you need like 1 in 10 to hit, and it'll pay for all of them, you know?
Yeah, it's like
I
OD.
wonder if a studio tried that.
OD
Yeah.
hype. That's kind of what it feels like, is doing that.
Maybe. I mean, we don't know what that game is at all, but yeah.
Well,
But yeah, I mean, like specific, focused.
Reminds me of remember when Ubisoft put out Grow Home? Do you remember that little guy, the little robot with the beanstalks?
Dude.
Real tiny.
Like, I
team.
feel like we're losing that like medium to small thing. Like, Obsidian is doing great with this, I think. Obsidian is a great example of a company that's doing exactly what I'm talking about. Like, they're putting out Pentiment, they're putting out Grounded, like, they're putting out, they're not obviously tiny baby games, but it's like, they don't all have to be $100 million blockbusters, you know? Like, put out a few smaller games.
Yeah,
in
from the
intro,
big
you know?
studios. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And like, even if you have like a team, like Lethal Company is one guy, you know, if you're a big studio, have a team of 20, like break off and make a game and just see what they can do. Like, get weird, you know, like Riot.
Yeah.
Like, they're sort of doing it. They're incubating and doing those other kind of external kind of licensed things, and they have a few internal.
Yeah, those have been like, really weird because it's like,
weird. That's
I feel
not exactly
I
what
feel
I'm
like they're
talking
just
about,
sort of putting them out in the, like, maybe that's the kind of mentality like you're saying, or it's just like, well, let's just make up a whole bunch of these and maybe one of them will hit, but we're not going to market them. You know, that's the weird thing about it. Like, that Song of Nunu or whatever, like, that looks like a cool game. I've seen nobody talk about it, like, just nobody. And it's so strange
had,
that
Runeterra,
like
Legends of Runeterra, and like the auto chess, whatever, like
Teamfight Tactics.
Yeah, Teamfight Tactics. Yeah, and like that was sick. Like, I enjoyed that. You know, I hopped in and played it, and it's like, yeah, things don't have to be massive to, you know, whatever.
Gotta get your live service money.
Right.
Well, to be fair, they already have it.
Yeah, God.
Right.
Yeah,
Riot.
No, I'm just saying, like,
big
studios, like, so many.
The big girls who already
Chasing it.
have it are the ones who could easily afford to do what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I guess Fortnite sort of does with like their various weird modes and all this crazy stuff, but
Helldivers too, though.
Yeah.
I know, when I first saw it, I was like a little taken aback just because the style of it. So it's like, oh, now I'm like comparing it in my brain to like the big co-op shooters. And then I readjusted my framing of it because it was such a departure from the first one.
Yeah.
So now it's like,
Tommy,
okay, now I'm all in. Yeah, now
that
I'm
camera
hyped.
angle
Hyped.
Yeah.
Can't wait,
Oh, yeah.
Tamiani.
on PC
Friendly
also.
fire in full 3D. Can't wait to
Yeah,
rage.
it's gonna be really fun, dude.
I'm ready
Friendly
for you to
rage.
cheese, Damiani. Cheese us to victory.
For cheese to be discovered and to be ruined by friendly fire. Because friendly fire finds a way
Supply
to
drop
defeat.
kills us.
Friendly fire finds a way. Always does.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this hits different than when I wrote it down last night. We talked about this last episode, but in June, The Last of Us multiplayer game was reportedly scaled back after evaluation from PlayStation and Bungie.
It's pressing.
Small
Scaled
team
way
was said to be was said to be continuing on the project in order to redefine its direction, give it more long-term appeal. And now, this month, we found out
Yeah.
it's just gone.
It's dead, Jim.
Yeah.
They have stopped production.
Yeah, I love Last of Us. I play it all the time, as insane as that sounds. But this was going to be a way to not only play The Last of Us, like, all the freaking time, like, just new stuff, a reason to play The Last of Us for months on end.
Well, we played a ton of the Uncharted multiplayer, too, yeah.
Yeah, of course. But to play with each other, you know, I wanted to play The Last of Us with friends and be able to experience this universe, this world with buddies, and just, you know, the pitch of it being a narrative-driven multiplayer game like nothing that had ever been done before.
Right.
You believe them when they say that because of their history of the games they've made.
And the fact that it was canceled because it was so ambitious, it would have taken over their entire studio.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't be able to make any other games.
Truly insane.
Like, you're really curious about what that would have looked like.
I hope we get to see a documentary about this. I hope to see some kind of gameplay with it. I do want to see more. I want to see what it was. Who knows if we'll ever see the light of day.
Something in The Last of Us Part 2 remaster. They put some kind of documentary in there. Video.
I doubt it for that.
Yeah, but it's probably for the best because, you know, they are so protective of their brand and of quality that, you know, if they don't think it's good enough, then it's not good enough. And you know, I wouldn't want Naughty Dog to be tied up making Last of Us multiplayer content forever. Now we're gonna get way more games from them. You know, they might take a while, but we're gonna get more games, different games. So for the best.
Yeah, maybe some of those ideas will be in 3. They'll incorporate them or something.
Yeah.
Summer Game Fest Year 2 happened. We got a stadium event with reveals. We got a much bigger in-person footprint. Ubisoft was there off-site with their own thing. We got Volvi. Who can forget Volvi?
Volvi.
Oh,
Volvi.
yeah.
Well, Volvi came back. We already had
Volvi's back.
Volvi returned.
Volvi.
Somehow Volvi returned.
And then there was Xbox Showcase and the PC Gaming Show, which came after the Summer Game Fest, which is a little weird, but still
got one.
Still got them. Some great highlights from that Xbox Showcase in particular. Got a quick look at Fable.
Yeah,
Could have
actually
used some
saw
more,
the
but we
game.
got to see it.
Cool trailer.
See
Set the vibe.
the tone. Yeah, see the vision for the game, what it'll kind of look like. So yeah,
South of Midnight.
Looks
cool concept,
So
really cool
sick.
style.
Very cool looking game from Compulsion. Kunitsigami, Path of the Goddess from Capcom.
Right, that game we always forget.
The not
what it's
Onimusha.
called. The
Yeah.
not Onimusha,
Yeah.
which looks cool still.
And Clockwork Revolution from In Exile.
Yeah, that first person
Yeah.
Bioshock-esque look.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, kind of giving some Bioshock Infinite vibes, but with more, you know, that RPG
Team
story
mechanics,
interaction.
yeah. Yeah, seems cool.
Cause and effect. And then this is the same week that Embracer Group announced that it would be closing studios and doing layoffs. They said they'd make it up to investors, though, by exploiting the Lord of the Rings in a very significant fashion.
That is so
That's
disgusting.
obviously something we're going to be doing.
God, that makes me sick.
That's a much better use of our resources than some of the other projects some of our teams have been working on.
Exploiting, dude.
They're gonna have to announce Lord of the Rings layoffs. They have to go tell some of the people in Middle Earth, sorry, we can't exploit you anymore.
I mean, if they make it good, like, you better not
Does it sound
exploit
like
it.
they're
Like,
gonna make it good?
no, it sounds like they're gonna make Gollum 2.
they're gonna sell that property. They're gonna need the money. They're gonna sell it. Watch.
Probably.
I wouldn't be surprised if they sell it to
Yeah.
Amazon. Yeah.
Amazon's probably
Yeah.
like, come on, you know, like there's probably a weekly call. Some
Yeah,
like,
like,
you
get
know,
real.
mergers acquisitions guy or like IP acquisition guy, like, they're like, come on, bud.
Yeah.
Like, bud, you get to sell it this
Yo,
week.
maybe,
He's like,
maybe
no,
Phil will
Steve,
buy
not
it.
this week. Who?
You think Phil will write a check?
For the Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
I don't know about like the whole thing.
Can he afford it right now?
Can they? I don't know.
I mean,
I'm asking you guys.
Microsoft definitely could afford
Yeah,
it.
Microsoft.
They could absolutely afford it.
I
if
mean,
they
that
wanted.
could be their, you know, I mean,
I don't think
Hellblade's.
Microsoft wants that
Di-
whole thing.
Trying to be
Disney's
God
gonna
of
buy
War,
it.
but, like-
Watch. Disney's gonna be like, forget you all. We got more
Yeah.
money than all of you. We're
Oh,
buying
no.
it now.
I mean,
Did-
when
You
New
just
Line
own
Cinema
Star
had the
Wars, Lord
rights
of the
to it, they
Rings.
went out of business 3 times. So
Yeah.
Disney
Crazy.
wants it. They're like, that's the theme park possibilities with the
Yo.
dude. Now I'm thinking about it. Like, wait a second, that's actually pretty good.
Disney,
Wow. Yo.
I mean, they fucked up Star Wars pretty hard, but
Well, maybe
Some
they make more
already
movies.
fucked.
They just make like theme park
Yo, makes me a little nervous though. Somehow Sauron returned.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, they would.
Sauron.
Oh yeah, they would. They would.
But I mean, the problem though is if you're saying, "Oh, Disney would do all this nonsense," that's the stuff Embracer's talking about doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
They're
Somehow
already
Sauron
talking
returned.
about doing all that nonsense.
And Amazon's probably buying out the chip. They want to do that so bad. They want to do anything they can.
Jesus.
A much better use of our resources than
Yo,
some of the other
Top
projects.
10 villains in gaming,
Jeez.
dude. Embracer
Yeah,
Group.
I love how they in one breath said we need to exploit the Lord of the Rings, and then like insulted all their other projects.
Yeah.
In the same sentence, like exploiting this is better than everything else we've been doing. It's like,
That is
okay,
so
fuck everything, I
insane.
guess? Like what the hell?
Yeah, all you guys that wanted time splitters now.
Yeah,
we're gonna
Yeah, you're just working on that.
we're gonna give you
hurts.
Gandalf's dance party.
Hey.
I'd play the hell out of that.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's it. We're going to play it all.
Where's
I mean, they
Gandalf
did it
2,
with
dude?
Star Wars. We got Star Wars Dance Connect, whatever that was.
Yeah.
We get with Lord of the
Oh,
Rings
yeah.
now. Yeah.
I mean, we do kind of
would
need a
play.
Lord of the Rings VR thing for sure.
Would play.
Nintendo though revealed a new Princess Peach game.
So cool.
We learned more
yeah.
about later in the year. Princess Peach Showtime will allow
The
you to
outfits,
play as
Bloodworth.
Peach, and you get the different
The
costumes
outfits.
with different
Yes.
abilities.
Yes.
Playing on a stage.
Yeah. Reminds me of Mickey's Magical Quest on Capcom.
Yeah.
That old Capcom game. Getting different outfits with different powers, which is always a good thing.
Puppeteer.
And Puppeteer, obviously, yeah.
A little kung fu outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems really fun.
It looks great. It looks great. I'm very excited.
We learned that Perfect Dark has been a development nightmare and is at least 2 to 3 years away. Lost a bunch of people that were working on that.
Yeah.
The development partner was like, no, we're not going to keep doing this anymore. Get somebody else.
Yeah, jeez.
Now Crystal Dynamics is basically making the game for them.
Damiani's still face palming.
Yeah,
He's been
this-
doing it for a while.
This is wild.
We don't even know what the game is yet.
Yeah, we have no idea.
No.
No idea.
But I mean, they didn't know what the game
They
was.
had no
the
idea.
people making it
Yeah,
didn't
they
know.
know.
didn't know what it
Absolutely
was.
They didn't know idea.
So many people left that other people who had worked under them just had to kind of sit at their desks and wait for a boss to be hired.
Yeah, tell them what to do.
Like, had no one to tell him what to do. It's so crazy. Game development is so insane, and like obviously it's super difficult, and you know, but it's so funny to see games like look at this and look at Redfall, right? Where it's like Redfall clearly wasn't working and it was released. This
Yeah.
is floundering in early development, so much so that like entire teams have been replaced. Same as Bloodlines 2, you know? And it's just like, man, like what must have been going on? Like
Yeah.
it's hard to picture, you know?
This is one of those games where I just don't think it's ever coming out. And if one day it does, then it does.
Sweet.
Cool.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't even to me it doesn't
Beyond Good and
exist.
Evil
It's
2.
not. Yeah, to me this is vaporware right now.
Sure.
For real. Like
Yeah.
I fully don't expect this game to come out. And if they do surprise me, yeah,
Hubert,
we'll see.
I still, I just forgot and just remembered
Yeah.
that Perfect Dark Zero exists.
Oh,
Oh, an Xbox 360.
yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, they did
Visuals
put a
were good.
sequel to that.
Visuals were pretty good, yeah.
It was okay, I guess. Perfect Dark deserves better.
It does. A lot of those rare IPs deserve better.
Getting into July, Cliffhanger Games, a new EA studio in Seattle, has started work on a Black Panther game.
Yeah,
So
promising.
sick.
Yeah.
Third-person, narrative-driven action-adventure. It basically sounds like they're following Spider-Man's
and Star
template
Wars.
to a T.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
On paper,
Yeah.
this is a good idea. I want to play as Black Panther.
Yeah. EA's had good single player games.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
Star Wars has been great, so yeah.
Like his suit and everything.
Yeah.
Like I'm imagining it translated to gameplay. Obviously, we had the Wakanda expansion in the Avengers game, which was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, my gripe with that game is they all feel so similar. But I feel like this could be a really cool game. Wakanda is freaking awesome. like such a cool setting.
Yeah. Plus, like Spider-Man, like Batman, there's so much technology with Black Panther
Yep.
that you can do all kinds of fun,
So
great
many fun
stuff
things.
for
So much-
combat and traversal and
For sure. And like you're just vulnerable enough, kind of like you're OP as hell. You're Black Panther, but like, you know,
Yeah,
you can find ways to
he's
make
not Superman.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. There is a spiritual successor to the Zelda CDI games
Oh yeah.
coming, including some of the original staff.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The new game is titled Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore. It was shown off this summer at the Limited Run Showcase, which also showed that we are getting the original clock tower in the U.S.
Oh right, yeah.
As well as a re-release of the Gex trilogy.
Oh right. I forgot about the Gex trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild times.
That's cool. I mean, I love gaming history.
Yeah.
So Gex was big for a minute.
For a minute, yeah.
For a minute, Gex had his time.
Brad,
Yes.
you just nominated that Zelda CDI game
I did, yeah.
for the Hall of Shame.
Yes.
What do you think about a spiritual successor?
I think it'll be funny for 10 minutes. Maybe the gameplay will be way better, though. Like, the idea of, like, the visual... I just want to see how they handle gameplay or whatever. If they intentionally make it terrible or something. Because, like, if it's a successor, you kind of got to. It's kind of got to be awful, right?
Yeah. Yeah, those guys have been working on Plumbers Don't Wear Ties re-release forever, too.
Some people are gluttons for punishment. But, so, let them have it.
Microsoft has gotten rid of Xbox Live Gold
Oh, right, yeah.
as a brand.
Yeah.
The same thing still exists, but it's basically called Xbox Game Pass Core.
Yeah. Core.
And now instead of getting the monthly games like PlayStation Plus Essential, you have a smaller branch
Got it.
of the Game Pass library that you get access to.
Yeah,
a
sure.
few select games, about a dozen, 2 dozen, something
Yeah,
like that.
I guess it makes sense. They don't even want you to think about Xbox Live Gold or anything like that.
Right.
They just want Game Pass now, so it makes sense to me why they do it. But cool, I guess. I wonder what that list is like of games. I'd have to look at that actually, see what's there.
Yeah, they had it there when they announced it, but I don't
Yeah.
remember everything. And also, it sounded like that, like just like Game Pass itself, it'll shift up.
Yeah,
yeah, here and there.
I assume some of their first party stuff will just be there forever, but you never know.
Evil Within 2.
Evil Within 2.
Quake 2 was re-released,
Sick.
supporting 4K,
Hell yeah.
120 frames per second, and 8-player split screen,
So sick.
among a bunch of other
Sick
fun
as hell.
features. And it's $10.
Yeah, it was cool.
What a gift.
We had a good time.
Seriously, one of my favorite games of the year. I'm not even kidding. Like,
Hell yeah.
so good. I mean, I love Quake, but damn, that's so good.
Yeah.
THQ Nordic announced they're working on a TMNT game based on The Last Ronin.
Ronin, baby. I don't even want to think about this game yet.
Yeah, this
Seriously.
game's far.
Like,
Yeah,
2 years at
it's probably
least.
just started. Yeah,
yeah.
same with Black Panther. But,
Yep.
but yeah, if you're not familiar with that,
Out of
which
my
I
mind
sure
right
wasn't, this is the final surviving
Yes.
turtle
Yep.
and some apocalyptic
Yep.
setting.
It's like Old Man Logan, but
Yeah.
rough.
But he uses every
Exactly.
every one of the different
He does.
weapons. So
He does indeed.
That's just an immediately brutal premise.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
it
Is
truly
that
is.
based on a comic?
Yeah.
Graphic novel.
Oh, is it good?
It's really good.
Oh, I want to read it.
Yeah, watch out for spoilers. People were like spoiling it like right away. I'm like, why are you doing this?
So they can feel cool and special.
You're not cool or special.
At Gamescom, we got some goodies. Crimson Desert
Yeah,
from the Black
yeah,
Desert
the Black-
Online guys.
Yeah,
But
single
this is,
player
like,
game.
Single player RPG.
Yeah, and we were just like,
Yeah.
how is this possible right now? Like, what is this game? Yeah, we were all pretty blown away
Yeah.
by that game. Really curious to see what the final product will be like for that game, but it looked really fun.
Yeah. Thank goodness you're here which is a cartoony slapformer, which I actually got to play at Day of the Devs. A lot of British humor.
Of course.
Lots of crazy, you're asked to do mundane things, but then the things that you have to do to accomplish them are just really hilarious.
Yeah.
So.
Was there Binky Bonky in it?
There's some Binky Bonky going on. No Slappy Bum Bum. So. Little Nightmares 3.
Actual co-op now.
Actual co-op.
It's badass.
Looks cool. Yeah.
A little bit different visual style because it's
different team.
Super massive now,
Yeah,
right?
different team. Yeah. Very excited
Little
for it.
Devil Inside. That was the game I couldn't think of last week.
Oh yeah, that game's been
4 hours
MIA
ago.
for a long time.
That has been a long
That
time.
game's vaporware, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that game
that's
looks so
vaporware.
cool.
No, I really
one's
want
not
to play
coming
that.
out.
Huber and Isla. Tormented Souls
Hi.
2.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah,
mean-
one was
One was
I love
cool, but
one
rough.
was cool but rough. Cool but rough.
Yeah. Cool but rough, and like a refinement on that. Like you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just refine it.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe make the puzzles a little clearer to understand. Maybe traversal a little easier to understand.
Yeah.
And you're there. Like,
Maybe
honestly.
a little better voice
A
acting.
little better VO there. You know,
Yeah.
we don't need
Little
to
bit,
try to
maybe,
meme
sure.
the OG Resident Evil.
Yeah.
enemy variety, maybe, but like
Some more enemy
I-
variety
I-
for sure.
Really classically cute little
Yeah.
game. I really
It was
liked
cool.
It.
It was fun.
Big excited for Crow Country, which has a similar kind of vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, who was that by again?
Oh, dude, it was
Snipper Clips, guys.
Yes,
the Snipper
that's what it
Clips
was.
team is making that game.
Damiani, you told me not to forget, and I did. Freaking like Havstad or whatever. What was that game?
Oh, Holston?
Holston. Damn it.
Holston,
You
yes,
forgot to
I
play it?
told you
Yes.
not to
It was
play
the Day of the Devs. But
I was like, I'm not gonna forget. I forgot.
the demo we couldn't figure it out.
We
Like
both-
we couldn't figure out
we both
couldn't
tried
figure
to
out how to
play it.
reset the demo, and we were in the mid puzzle,
Yeah.
and we were just lost in the dark, literally.
The dev wasn't there yet, but he and I both independently, without knowing the other one had tried this, tried playing it because it was just sitting there,
Yeah.
stuck in a room, wandering around, but no one was there who knew the game, so they couldn't reset
Yeah.
it, and they couldn't tell us any of the controls that we didn't know what we weren't doing. Huber, though, I played another game called Sorry We're Closed that does the same third person into first person thing,
So
and it's
cool.
literally straight up just gay Silent Hill,
Yo.
and it's tight as hell.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the radar.
Yeah.
Sony announced, and then a couple months later released the PlayStation Portal, which is basically a Wii U gamepad that works over Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's selling well right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unavailable on Amazon. I checked earlier
Yeah, it's
today.
sold out on a lot of stuff.
For all the moms and dads
Yeah.
that can.
Yeah. So if somebody else is on the TV, you can play your PlayStation games on that thing,
It's pretty sweet.
but
Yeah.
can't take them with you.
No. Not so easy.
A weird one. Hopefully not a sign of anything worse going on, but Nintendo announced that Charles Martinet will no longer be the voice of Mario, but he will be continuing in the role of Mario Ambassador.
Yeah, I don't really know what to make of that.
Well, I mean, yeah, Nintendo could be anything, but I think it was maybe part of a trend where you were seeing some voice actors companies not wanting voice actors to be representative of the character, so that if they ever need to replace them or whatever, it's not like a huge outcry. I mean, it plays more like it was a Nintendo corporate move where yeah, we've noticed the landscape changing. Charles, we want to keep honoring you and let you have a role in this, but we want to, future-proof Mario. It's always going to be a role that, is going to live beyond any one voice actor. So, but even beyond that, for contemporary stuff that's a one-off, I think you'd seen some companies maybe a little unhappy that a voice actor was saying, I am the voice of this, or I am this character. And it's sometimes companies don't like that. I don't know. There's some back and forth on that. So I feel like this was just a step because it is such an iconic character. It's probably the biggest video game character, most recognizable one. So
face
it
of video
probably
games
makes
in my
sense
mind.
that Yeah, for Nintendo, they're probably just thinking about like the future. It's like Mario's going to be around for like, I mean, longer than a lot of people are going to live, obviously, and then some. So we need to prepare. Like this is the first time they had to deal with it. It's like, how do we do this? How do we move on to a new voice actor? How do we do this? And I think they were just laying the foundation here. But I guess it's right blood to, you know, maybe hope that nothing else is going on. Like there's nothing else wrong or something, because you never know.
I just wonder if it's like he's, you know, like, not that he's going to keel over any minute, but like he just maybe is getting to the age where it's like, yeah, doing these like strenuous voice sessions, like I can't keep up for the amount of Mario games that are coming out, and trying to make something work that's mutual.
True.
But I don't know. It could have been the other way around, where like he was willing to try, but he maybe couldn't keep up with demands. But I don't know. I'm just pure speculation.
Yeah. It could also, any of those, or just him simply being like, I'm thinking about retiring and I'd like to wind down. Could we, you know, get together and like lay a plan out for how we're going to do this? And, you know,
it has been like 30 years.
Yeah. And I do imagine Nintendo, you know, is doing this like in like good faith and trying to be respectful. But at the same time, I also think they are looking to protect their interests going forward, where, you know, a leak forced them to finally have to reveal who the new voice actor for Mario and Mario Wonder was. It's like, don't think they want to, like, they didn't make it like a big deal. They were kind of forced to do it. Otherwise, they were just going to wait for everyone to see the name in the credits. I do think that's a little bit telling of how going forward, post Charles, that they want to deal with Mario's voice actor, that maybe they don't want to have so much, you know, celebrity status around it. It's more of someone working behind the scenes, and that Mario, the character, is the thing that people care about, not the voice behind Mario, which is kind of sad. But I personally like feel bad for voice actors that, you know, that's how they kind of get like viewed. You know, it's like kind of like disrespectful a bit to their craft, but this is kind of the reality we're in with corporations, where they're like, nah, like Mario's the important thing, not the voice behind. We can get anyone else to do the voice of Mario. Like we like had Chris Pratt do the voice of Mario in a movie, and people would put up with it. So like, I mean, ended up being fine, but like, yes, that's how they view this. You know, right. The cynical nature of me sees it.
I think Nintendo just really likes the word ambassador.
They do.
It's any excuse to use the word ambassador again.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Is Yahoo top 3 voice lines of all time?
Maybe.
Wahoo,
but I
mean,
you mean? But I think that's a big part of it, though, is that like it's not just that like he voiced some lines that they threw at him. It's like he really like developed like what Mario should sound like, what would Mario say. Like a lot of the stuff is stuff that he came up with. Mm-hmm. And so like it is that weird thing of like sometimes a voice actor does a lot more in characterizing a character, just like with, you know, like Harley Quinn and Batman. It's like
is the
very hard for somebody to follow that up. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we did real quick also say like the obvious thing, Mario movie did come out this year. We had Chris Pratt as voice of Mario. That's just another thing. Other people are going to need to voice Mario for other things. And again, I think this was just like part of that process of we need to, you know, move forward with that. There could be anyone that we want could step into the role of Mario. It needs not be so tied to one specific person, unfortunately, which, as you said, that stinks, you know, like because of everything Charles done. But also, like, I mean, you know, we lost other greats recently who are also like associated with their characters, like Kevin Conroy and Batman. It's like, you know, there definitely been like people who have also done Batman. There's been many people who have done like Joker, like people like Mark Hamill as Joker, but also like other people have done Joker. But that's the thing, like you have these people who are associated with these roles and like they have a huge base. And like that's why people, I think, buy into some of that stuff, why sometimes it's so successful. But then there are people who are higher up who think it would be successful no matter what. This is just like a cherry on top. And, you know, sometimes they think they're right and sometimes they're not. I don't know. Like, I think it would be better if I see the company's perspective, but personally, I believe it's better to like try and like sign somebody and make them like the face of it, because they could go out there, they could do PR for you. They can be a part of that the cog in they could be a part of the machine. And yeah, I think it benefits a lot of people, but we've heard how many times from different voice actors in the past, like, they won't even let us go to conventions and say we're this character, even though the game's out. Like, we're not allowed to without their permission. It's like, yeah, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo's definitely like draconian and old school in a lot of weird ways like that.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox announced console wraps. Little wraparound cozy sleeves.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Go around your Series X.
Yeah, the sock.
Get a warm, stylish jacket with your game design of choice on it. I haven't seen them in person, but
I saw one person. It looked okay.
yeah,
It looked all right. Yeah, it looked better than I thought it was going to.
nice. The Atari 2600 Plus allows you to play classic cartridges on modern TVs.
Dope.
Comes with a 10-in-1 cart. There's some other classic carts on sale, but if you got 2600 games, you can just pop those suckers
cool.
in there.
Super cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Nice to have something official.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation Plus got a huge price hike.
Mine cancels tomorrow. Last day, baby. Is tonight at midnight. It's over.
Well, what are you going to do?
Nothing.
You're not going to have Plus?
Nope.
Not
Cloud
even
saves.
essential.
Fuck them.
Okay.
No cloud saves, no nothing. I don't give a fuck.
All right, hope you don't have another situation like you did last night.
I know. That was that's never happened until last night. So
That's
don't need cloud saves.
That's an issue. You definitely need those cloud saves.
I don't really.
Well, I mean,
Play
you can
stuff
cart
here that
you
you're
can
playing
cart
at
your
home.
PlayStation around, I guess. But yeah,
All right.
It's insane that's like $80 a month minimum to get that feature,
It's
or $80 a
ridiculous.
year. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course. I mean, it's ridiculous. You have to pay to
yeah,
play online
it's
anyways.
absurd. It's absurd. Yeah, I refuse.
Yeah, I went
I'm
from
going as long as I
60
can. Without,
$60 per year to $80
yep,
for essential.
for the worst one. It's too much.
We talked about this a little bit, but we found out about the Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodlines
Oh yeah,
2.
you can just put saves on a USB or something.
You can. You just have to
Yeah.
remember to do that.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the times when we do things here, it's very last minute. It's very slapdash. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I've got that. I'll download it.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyways, we found out that Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 secretly changed developers a while back. And it's now being worked on by the Chinese room. And it's gotten a full overhaul, new protagonist, new gameplay abilities. Got a very brief look at the actual game in action recently, but optimistic.
Yeah,
Cautiously
Might be
optimistic.
turning this around.
Yeah, with the Chinese room, who's actually like put out games
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's like, okay, you can
Cautious.
get the game out probably, hopefully.
No Malkavians, people were recently surprised to discover, because they've revealed all the clans now. It's like the Bruja,
DLC.
the Ventru,
Yeah.
the Tremere, and the other one. Yeah, I'm sure they'll add the Malkavians.
Gotta have a
eventually,
tease of that
Yeah.
clan, probably.
but- Yeah.
There were reports that partners got to see the successor to the Switch behind closed doors at Gamescom. Nintendo later said that didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, of course
Yeah.
they're gonna say that.
Of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
So,
There's not a new
It
handheld
probably
coming
happened.
out tomorrow. It's out.
It probably happened. Yeah.
we're getting a snazzy remake of Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door.
Is it 60 frames?
Probably.
I hope so. Because
Better
I
be.
saw someone complaining about that it looked 30 when the original 60.
Yeah, GameCube baby.
Huh. No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping.
I don't think. I think we would have all been seeing that if it had been the case.
Switch to.
But Metroid Prime Remastered, Super Mario RPG.
Yeah.
They've been doing good on these remakes
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
Did you say snazzy
yeah.
or snasty?
Snazzy.
Oh, okay. Discord like garbled it, and it sounded like you said snasty, and I was like,
Snazzy.
What does that mean?
what? Snazzy and nasty, I guess. Snasty.
Continuing the shadow drops of 2023 madness, we got F-Zero 99.
Your game of the
go.
year.
Here we go.
Let's go,
Buckle up,
D.
everyone.
Here he goes. everybody
The
can
real
take a break.
podcast begins.
The real podcast starts now.
I
In
don't
all
have a ton to say
seriousness,
about it, but
is it your favorite game of the year?
I wouldn't say it's my favorite game of the year, no. But I mean, it definitely
Top three?
put quite a bit of time in there. Yeah.
Top three?
I don't know.
Do you think about it when you're
That's
not
a
playing?
yes.
Not right now, no.
All right. All right, whatever you say. All right, bud. Okay.
He's been going to meetings.
He's waiting
Yeah.
for like F-Zero, like GX99.
He can quit whenever
Yeah.
he wants to.
All in.
So F-Zero
I've
is
been
launching.
playing that game for like 4 weeks, but okay.
So a new F-Zero is launching on Switch
Uh-huh.
too. Is happening, right?
Who knows?
It's gonna happen.
Who knows?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Everything you've ever dreamed will
Everything
happen on Switch
returns.
too.
How do people not
This was
believe
it.
this?
F-Zero did return as this.
This
This is where
just
they
returned.
It's
they
gonna
found a way
return
to like make
even
it
bigger.
viable. No,
Okay.
I don't think they. F-Zero
This is the
99
Metroid
probably-
Dread to Metroid Prime 4, dude. This is the smaller, not disrespecting it. but
Right
this
now,
is like the
Metroid Prime 4
smaller-
is vaporware.
There's no way.
We need to see it.
Also, Metroid Dread is a real full. It's not like a.
I'm not disrespecting. That's a 10 out of 10 game. The
Okay,
rules.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
F-Zero 99,
Yeah.
not a real
Yeah.
It's
full
like the
game.
best
Daniel
selling
Blake.
Metroid game ever.
Calm
right?
down. I love it. I love it.
Blood's gonna take offense.
It's the last Switch game I beat, I think. Jesus. How many years ago was that?
Like 2 or year
Yeah.
ago?
Yeah.
2 years ago? Pathetic.
Unity just like threw itself in the toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Just lit itself
Yeah,
on
they were
fire.
like, we don't want to do this anymore. Like,
Code Red, yeah.
yeah, they proposed
Fucking
something
A.
where they're going to charge developers for every time somebody installed one of their games on a device, even games that have
Forward
been
and
out for
backward through
years.
time.
What a
Yeah.
botch.
Yeah. They just
I did
eventually
learn-
walked.
Well, I learned from some devs at Day of the Devs. I was talking to some people, and they were like, because they were like, yeah, our game's in Unity, and I'm like, yee, and they're like, yeah, as long as we don't update versions, we're fine forever.
Oh my
And
god.
I was like,
Yeah, that's
cool.
that whole thing.
That
Oh,
is
dear.
insane.
It's like
Yeah.
every time it tries to update, remind me later.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm like, turn off auto updates. My God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those little things in the terms of service that they kind of unwittingly protected developers.
But like, I like Adobe, right? Like we use Adobe Creative Suite here, and like I have auto updates turned off, but the Creative Cloud app itself downloaded an update, and then when that updated itself,
Oh, right.
auto updates is on by default. So one day I come in and I've got 2024 version of everything, and my old versions are gone, which I also always have it set to save old versions. So it's just like, that's never happened before. Like, it auto updated itself and then auto updated all the apps itself.
Well, yeah, it auto-updated
So I wouldn't be
itself,
surprised
so
if
it
Unity
cleared your
pulled something like that.
preferences. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Oy, oy, oy.
Insane. Bonkers.
They tried to walk this stuff back, but obviously nobody trusts them anymore.
Yeah.
John Riccatello decided to leave at least, but there's also people saying it's really maybe not his fault. He's just doing what he's told to do. So who knows? Who knows? What a mess. Swery and Suda are teaming up on a game together called Hotel Barcelona.
Hell
It's a
yeah, they are.
side-scrolling
good
action
team up.
game where you fight alongside phantoms of yourself, and each level pays homage to a different horror subgenre.
Cool.
So, very, very Suda and Swery.
What if their weirdness cancels each other out and it's like the most normal straight ahead
Yeah,
game ever
Sure,
made?
that could
Yeah.
happen. I'm just hoping that Suda's in charge of the frame rate. So.
Listen, it's part of the magic.
In their court cases with the FTC, Xbox accidentally leaked a whole pile of plans for future Xbox revisions, controllers,
What an
potential
odyssey,
game
dude.
releases. They said it's all old and outdated, but the timeline indicated we could see these things next year.
Yep.
So
That all digital Series X was it, I believe?
yeah, keep your eyes out for a trash can looking
Yeah.
Series X.
Trash can. Yeah. Yeah, wild stuff.
Jim Ryan's gonna retire in April.
Yep.
Head of Sony.
Yeah, they don't have a permanent person to fill in yet. I forgot the guy filling in at the time.
Yeah, they just have somebody doing the interim stuff.
like Hiroki something.
Hideki Kamiya left Platinum Games. Now he's just chilling with his Lamborghini,
Yeah.
answering comments on YouTube.
So wild.
He's got a year for his non-compete clause to run out.
Has he put out more videos?
Yeah, he's put out some.
Okay, I
Yeah.
only saw the first one. All right.
I wonder what he'll do.
What's that?
I wonder what he'll do.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He does prod people every once in a while to get in touch if they want to hire him.
Oh, so he doesn't.
So he's
Like-
looking.
Yeah.
Like, like points down to the comments or whatever.
Okay.
Hire me.
In a year.
Yeah.
All right, we got more headlines to come, but if you've been enjoying the show so far, please take a second to like and subscribe and ring that bell on YouTube. It helps us and it helps you stay connected. My brain's starting to run out here. Fall. These will go a little bit quicker because this is stuff that just happened. We got that long rumored PS5 Slim.
Yeah. Well, not technically a slim
Yeah,
by
it's-
name, but
it's slimmer.
it's a slimmer, but not the name.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's never been the name.
I think it was actually the name. Was it at some of them?
I can't think of a
Maybe
single
not
one that
then,
actually
but
was
yeah.
called the Slim.
Yeah, maybe not then, but
I
yeah,
think
it is
one of
slimmer,
them might have
definitely.
Find it. There was the PS1, maybe the PS2 Slim, maybe?
If it had branding, slim branding.
PS3 was
Yeah, I
always
was
just
thinking
called
it was
the
the
PS3.
2 or the 3.
Yeah, I thought it was like 2 or something, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
But yeah,
Huh,
finally
apparently
came
it was
out.
never an official designation.
Yeah. No hard drive built in? Or like you have to attach it separately.
Yeah,
The
well,
hard
I don't
drive.
think you have to, but it
Well, you can buy one later and attach it if you have
Yeah.
the digital version. And that seems like what most PlayStation consoles will be like in the future, I assume, from now on.
yeah.
Now,
Oh, yeah,
see
that's
that
right.
Pro.
They just they don't name them. They just like PS4 Slim is just the PS4.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just the new.
Yeah,
The
a
new
little
one.
bit smaller. Yeah, I haven't seen one really in person.
Yeah, I would like
side
to
by
see it in
side.
person.
Digital
because-
Foundry was surprised that it was as small as it was. They were like, it's a lot smaller than we thought it was going to be. Like once it
That's cool.
sits
Yeah,
next to
because
it.
when I see it in pictures, it's just like, yeah, that doesn't look that much different.
Yeah. But yeah,
Like,
it's out
IGN
there
had
now.
that comparison, but I don't know how they really. I guess they judged it by the disk drive size or something.
Oh, yeah, before where they actually came out.
Oh, sure, yeah.
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 And they got that weird thing with 4 panels instead of 2 with the shiny sides on top.
Yeah, they always do that. Like, why? Always like the glossy thing on it or something.
Yeah.
They always do that.
I don't know if
We're
anything
close.
Because
else.
it's
when you pick it
modular,
up.
right? You can add the CD drive later. or
Oh,
disk drive
yeah.
later.
Yeah, you
Well,
can
that
pop
side,
off
yeah,
that.
that part, yeah.
But still, yeah. Anyways, it's a funny thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is ever. I don't know if anything's ever going to top the huge slim down of the PS2.
Oh yeah,
That thing is
PS2
love that
just so tiny.
Yeah, you
It's one
had
of my
that.
favorite
Yeah, I
That
remember.
thing was.
I still have it. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really small. It was crazy.
Former voice of GT Countdown,
GT.
game trailer's own Rich Brown got a role in Detective Pikachu Returns,
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
playing
yeah.
Rhine City Inspector Frank Holiday.
Badass.
Yeah, pretty big role. Yeah.
Way to
Great
go,
character
Rich.
name too.
Meanwhile, Brandon Jones released a novel, Whirly World,
Mm-hmm.
which is a creepy ghost story set in an abandoned theme park. Go check that out.
On
He's a
brand.
dad and an author.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
brand.
Finishing up that children's book now, starting on the second novel.
Jeez. Jeez, writing
A
away.
regular Mick Foley. Writing children's books.
Oh yeah, here's our other big year-long story. After more than a year and a half,
Yes.
Microsoft finally completed its purchase of Activision Blizzard
Yep.
King.
Finally happened.
There you go.
The war's over.
Yeah.
Blizzard is immediately like, we're relieved.
Yeah. They're like, oh, thank
We
God.
don't have to talk to Activision anymore.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil came out at BlizzCon.
Had a
Yeah.
barbecue.
Yeah, he looked pumped. Gamers! Yeah, he was very pumped.
Talking about
Gamers!
StarCraft's live service legacy. I was offended. No, it was jolly vibes.
Yeah.
I hope to see World of Warcraft on Xbox, or Damiani, some Xbox controller support for World of Warcraft.
Oh, sure.
Let's go. That should be like one of
Yeah.
the first things they should do. That should be like done.
People are saying,
Let's go.
yeah, it'll be quite undertaking because so many mechanics, so many like raids would have to be redesigned with controller interface in mind. But you never know. I mean, with the money now, it's like, sure, I would argue make that initiative. If you're going to get like a significant injection of new players who'll try it out, I mean, maybe it is worth it, but maybe it's not. I don't know. But
Yeah.
it'd be nice if they had true controller support and they redesigned parts of like the older content to be, more controller friendly as well. That would definitely help a lot.
I got an idea. You just finish the 3 expansions coming out. Then you make WoW 2
You make WoW
with
2.
controller in mind.
You make one
There
too.
you go. There you go, Phil.
There we go.
Yeah.
But what a ride this
What
was,
a
right?
ride that you
Yeah,
documented
insane.
so well, Bloodworth.
Insane ride.
Kept us all in the loop.
The best we could as non-legal experts.
Yeah.
Yeah. one regulatory body after another.
Yeah.
The
Insane.
UK blocking it over a cloud thing. So they're like, okay, Ubisoft will own the cloud rights, and we'll just license them from Ubisoft.
Yeah. So wild. Wild time.
FTC.
But just
Trying to-
in Europe, right? For the cloud rights, some weird.
No,
thing?
that's a worldwide thing.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's an exclusive in
Ubisoft's
perpetuity.
like, oh,
Ubisoft
oh,
owns
sure.
the cloud rights to Activision Blizzard games.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Weird.
A bunch of people are getting Call of Duty now that might have not before, like Nintendo.
Nintendo's gonna get Call of
Nvidia
Duty.
Shield or whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting Call of Duty.
PlayStation's got a contract
For 10 years,
For
at
10
least.
years.
At least.
Yeah. Insane.
Yeah, very insane.
Very.
Pete Hines is retiring from Bethesda.
My man, Pete Hines, I'm
Hines.
going to miss you, buddy.
It's there for a while, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that kind of goes along with this. It's like, okay, Bethesda's getting more and more integrated into the Xbox ecosystem. They're still basically doing their own thing, but
Yeah.
it's like we don't need Pete Hines around anymore. So you can go go off into the sunset. Go get on a boat. Go golfing.
Yeah.
I don't know what Pete Hines likes to do.
Yeah,
I have no
wonder-
idea.
Yeah, I wonder.
Wish him well.
Maybe he'll start a new company with NetEase like everybody else. Yeah, I didn't write those down. There was a whole bunch of
NetEase people.
NetEase starting
Yeah.
studios in Canada and in Texas and in this country and that country. It's, yeah. Going to be very interesting to see what NetEase has cooking in 5 years. In November, Xbox implemented a firmware update effectively banning unauthorized third-party controllers. They are now looking to work with folks who have accessibility needs, but that still doesn't really
Yeah.
necessarily address everybody
Annoying.
who might have just picked up a controller for one reason or another, or a wheel or a fight stick or whatever.
So annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, just like sniffing out. It's like, what was that? What was that? I don't know that controller. You can't use it.
Yeah.
Go buy something else. Go get a refund on this thing that you bought 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Atari bought Digital Eclipse as well as Night Dive earlier in the year. So it's interesting.
Good stuff.
Atari really like starting to build things up. They're going to have lots of great retro and historical content, but also letting those teams just do their thing. That's like a big part of the Digital Eclipse deal is like they've got partners from around the world, around the industry, and those things are going to keep going.
Yeah.
So very, very curious to see what they'll do next.
Yeah.
Cowabunga collection was great. Atari 50 was great. These Gold Master interactive documentary things are really cool.
The best.
Yeah.
The gold standard, for sure. Yeah, Night Dive makes awesome stuff, whether it's remasters or...
Yeah.
remakes or whatever.
Because they were behind that Quake release. They just put out that Turok 3.
Yep.
Just
Excellent stuff.
System Shock, one
Yep.
thing after another.
Yep. Reminds me of when Blue Point was like really remastering stuff, you know?
Yeah. Very curious what we see from them next.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Big same.
Huge.
It's been a while. Over 3 years now. Whatever
Yeah,
Blue Point's doing.
long time.
PS5's been
There
over
is-
3 years.
Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
That was
launch
3
game.
years ago? Holy crap.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, where's that Bloodborne?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that game called Bloodborne?
They don't know.
Yeah, they've never heard of it.
There is a live-action Zelda movie in the works from Sony Pictures.
Who knows here, you know, cautiously optimistic, but with the recent trend of pretty solid and acceptable adaptations, there's reason to be hopeful.
Nintendo's putting a lot of money into this.
Big
too.
time.
They're
That's
Big
it
chunk
needs a
of
lot
their
of
change.
money.
West
Yeah.
Ball,
Any
yo,
chance.
I like those Maze Runner movies. They're not
Wasn't
the best.
it the Morbius producer and stuff, right? That guy?
Yep.
Did a bunch of those terrible Marvel movies.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, the team is on the whole
Yeah.
worrying, but who's to
Yeah. Like the best thing I think that's been said was the director saying they want
Maze
a
Runner's
live
sick.
action like Miyazaki film by Hayao Miyazaki. So it's like, okay, but that like that's
Easy
the
to
point
say,
of
hard to execute.
animated is
Yeah.
it's not possible in live action, but sure, whatever.
Yeah, alarm bells. They're up.
We'll see. Isla,
Huh?
Dragon's Dogma 2.
Hell
Announced.
Yeah, dude.
Coming soon.
I played it. It's
yeah,
fucking great.
Isla played it this year.
I played it, baby. It's real and it feels great. Dragon's Dogma, dude.
We got a whole elf language over there.
Yeah.
You got to find
Cat
somebody to
people.
interpret for you.
It's gonna be one of
Yeah,
the biggest
your
releases of the
pawns.
year.
Should be. Better
Harpies
be.
arisen.
Beast
I-
Historic Soul.
I'm so excited.
So pumped for it.
Everyone who's bitching that it's $70 will regret their words and deeds.
Yeah, be ashamed of their words and deeds.
That's a steal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is an incredible value for a masterwork.
Yeah. I wish it cost $100.
There probably
I
will
would
be a
pay
version
it.
that's $100.
I'll buy the collector's edition. I'll buy two.
Huber.
Yo,
Grand Theft Auto 6.
I have watched this trailer every day since it
Multiple
was
times a day,
released
right?
multiple times. When I wake
Viewers-
up with like before I get in the shower, I throw this thing on. Sometimes I'll watch it throughout the day, like here and there, just boot it up. Before I go to sleep when I'm winding down, just to feel it. Just to feel it. I put it on. I'm not kidding around. This is one of my favorite trailers I think I've ever seen. To say the expectations were high is an understatement. Coming off of GTA 4 and 5 and Red Dead 1 and 2, going into this game, which is set to be the most expensive product like ever produced. It's going to be one of the fastest and highest selling media products ever. Probably number one. Like, to have that much hype, and after waiting a decade, for me to be even more excited and for the trailer to over-deliver is really saying something. 2025 release date stings a little bit, but you can't put a price, you can't rush greatness. So, you know, every day is one step closer to GTA 6. This is a moment. This is like I literally am on this planet drawing breath to experience moments like
Until
this.
you're not. So,
Straight
listeners,
up.
viewers at home, I mentioned flying to Florida during lunch, and Huber almost choked because he thought about GTA 6.
Yeah. Well, it's like, yeah, go to Florida. It's like, it's like, you can do some scouting, dude? Take some pictures for me.
It's funny
So
that people
excited.
were so shocked that it's 2025 because it's like I was thinking about it. And it's like it was basically just announced officially. Like everything else was like leaks and rumors, right? Like this was was them announcing it basically.
But even like a year out
later, like that's not that bad.
Well, we were thinking maybe like October.
For a Rockstar game.
Yeah,
Rockstar
I mean they've
games
been
are usually like years out from when we hear about them, aren't they?
No, they're usually delayed.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like, and seeing the history of release dates from them, you know, Red Dead 2 was 5 years later. We're already 5 years out from that, so it's like okay, 6 years for this because you know that's a long time to be working on a game, any game. But you know,
I think
it was a little surprising. But also not surprising. A little surprising, but
Yeah.
not surprising. I think we were optimistically hoping for 2024, but
yeah.
again,
I mean, they would have delayed it into 25 anyway if they had
exactly.
said 24. So,
You're
if
not
they had
wrong.
said if they had said December 2024, that thing was coming in June of 2025.
So isn't it get delayed to
it.
2026 now?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think
it's
it'll
Q1
hit, like, holiday
2025.
Yeah. I think it's coming 2025. I really do.
Yeah.
I think, and then online will be, you know, months after that,
Yeah.
whenever.
Yeah, I think right now it's probably planned for Q1. Could get pushed,
Yeah.
of course, but I think it's planned for Q1
Yeah.
because they talked with the financial reports. Gigantic thing coming
Yeah.
up and Take-Two financial projections.
Yeah.
So
I just
that's-
love
that
that
has to be
trailer. I love that trailer so much. Oh, I don't even like trailers, and I just love that trailer. I can't stop watching that trailer.
But I think the biggest
Oh.
thing with the date is it's just we're just at that time of year. That time of year where people were like, 2025, and it hasn't sunk in. It's like that's only a year away now.
Either way.
We haven't said
Calendar
words.
year,
Not that
yeah.
far.
We haven't said 2025 enough yet
Yeah.
for people to realize, oh, that's about to happen.
But if it's like it's definitely not releasing in like January or February, so it's like March. You know, it's a year from March, which is still like 3 months out. It's a ways.
It could come out in January, February. There's no rules against that.
Yeah, it could.
That I'd be shocked
It
if a
could.
GTA game came out in January or February. But hey,
I don't
They
think
can
it
do
matters
whatever they
when
want.
it comes out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
Doesn't even matter.
you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it won't matter. Everything
I'm just
else
so
will move for
trained with
it.
like, yeah, I'm just so trained with like big games coming out in March and October. Just since, you know, as long as I've lived, it's like
We
March,
got giant
June,
games coming out in
October.
January, February. This is 2024. So
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
yeah. And then the Game Awards just happened,
Yep.
and yeah, please wrap it up.
Please wrap it up.
Oh,
Please wrap it up.
It's time for love and respect.
Love and respect.
Love and respect.
From Steven MXA Ghost Oz. Hey allies, as we stand on the threshold of a new year, reflecting on the gaming landscape of 2023 brings to light various trends and industry developments, from layoffs and development teams to the death of E3. What gaming trend or industry shift had the most profound impact on your gaming experience this year? Furthermore, give us some gaming New Year's resolutions you want the industry to make. Please share your thoughts on the evolution of gaming trends as we look into a new chapter of the gaming world. I hope you all have an excellent 2024.
New Year's resolutions for the gaming world: value your
Yep.
employees more,
yep.
Yeah.
and stop lying
Yeah,
people off.
Stop
Stop
Definitely.
laying people off, assholes.
Like the reason we're all here and we get to enjoy these things is because human beings are creating them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
you know, maybe take a little less money, CEOs. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Maybe have a little more realistic targets. You know, take it
Yeah,
easy.
set your expectations.
Yeah.
Set your expectations realistically. Budget better.
Be a
like-
human being instead of a business person.
Yeah.
Like a human
Don't
being first.
overextend in the first place, you know?
Mm-hmm.
What was the other part of the question?
The first part is what trends or industry shifts had the most profound impact on your gaming experience this year?
Gaming experience.
So I guess like
There were so many games that I got choice paralysis
games.
and
Yeah.
barely
Yeah.
played anything, honestly.
But it's not even
Yeah.
just that. It's like there are so many like insanely gigantic.
Yeah.
100, 150 hour.
There were too many good games.
Yeah. And so I was like, I don't know. I don't know when I'll catch up.
Yeah, I had to pick and choose more than ever, I felt like.
Have to really,
Donkey had a good bit in his in a recent video. I can't remember what it was for, but he was just like listing all these games and all these RPGs that had like 30 hours, 80 hours, 100 hours, 90 hours. He's like, you basically just have to pick one and hope you got the right one. Like there's no time.
Yeah. Any other thoughts?
It's funny because, like, the sad truth of it, of, like, all these mergers and acquisitions, the layoffs, all the businessy stuff, you know? Like, for a consumer, within the scope of this year, we didn't really feel it. Like, we've been eating well. Like, there are too many games, like we're saying, you know? So it's like, I do wonder if we will feel the impacts of all these things this year in the years to come, you know? Like, I do wonder how long the ripples are going to be, because, like, I struggle to think of any like, video game business stuff that happened this year that actually impacted how we play games this year, you know?
Right.
GTA 5 is the end of the timeline. That's the last game coming out. That's it.
Yeah.
GTA 6?
That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, on the other side of the coin is, you know, well, obviously this is a terrible time for people to be laid off because nobody's hiring right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But we have, like I said, like with the netties and stuff like that, we have heard about like this company or that company spinning up, you know, people branching off and doing things like Stormgate.
Stormgate hype.
Yeah, and so hopefully there will be enough new studios and people pulling up, banding together and doing all that.
And indie games for the last decade have been 10 out of 10 phenomenal, but like the last year or two have shown really how strong they are. And it's like, if these big studios are just laying people off left and right, like, I have hope that people can just like form their own studios and produce just the best indie games. Like, it's so possible now. Like, you look at an indie game, you don't even realize it's indie.
Yeah.
Dave the Diver.
Stormgate is Stormgate is such an interesting example of this too, because it's like, I thought that game was like soon to release, you know, and it's like they've been in showcases, they've been in PC Gaming Show, they've been in all this and that, and we've heard about it, we've seen footage, we've seen trailers, we've seen dev diaries. And then they had a Kickstarter like a month ago.
Yeah, that surprised me too. I was like, wait, what?
It was like, wait, I
thought we were in like beta
right now. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I think they're probably like mid-cycle funding, kind of, but like, I was surprised to see it. But it's like, it just shows to Goya that you can like, you don't need to follow traditional, you know, kind of development or marketing cycles. You know, you can kind of do whatever you think will work for your project in this day and age.
Yeah, that is the one thing, though, that is a little bit concerning on that side of things, though, is, you know, kind of like what League of Geeks said, you know, like the money is just dried up right now. There's no money to start new studios and projects. And so that's a little bit worrisome that in the short term, until the markets and interest rates kind of turn around, that like, maybe there isn't a lot of space for people unless they're going with NetEase or something.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, at the same time, like, Mikami and Kamiya, those guys, when they get back out there,
they're ready to go.
They're not going to be making games by themselves.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
I keep wondering if Microsoft is going to come crawling back to Kamiya, you know, or if you would even like partner with them after Scale Down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Mikami left when they bought his company.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I feel like anyone would be
Ikumi
lucky
Nakamura, you know,
Yeah.
what she's doing when we got to see at the Game Awards with Unseen, it's like, that's pretty cool. It's like mostly remote studio. She's got people working for her all around the world.
So cool.
Yeah.
But she got a lot of calls after that. A lot of emails.
Yeah, I bet.
From Chris Irely. Hey, allies. I know there are some big changes coming for you guys next year, and you kind of explained it in a separate video, but I was wondering if you could further elaborate on them. Sounds like you guys are going part-time now, so how do you see the weekly schedule being like, and what shows do you see not continuing, etc.? Like I know you mentioned Frame Trap getting absorbed in the podcast, but what about shows like Mysterious Monsters, Trash Babies, Hologrates, etc.? Curious what's going on there. I'm going to start, Isla, since I just talked.
The mandatory stuff will be the podcast and the group stream. They will probably be on their current nights. We will adjust timing and things as our schedules morph and change. Shows such as Achieve Yourself, Trash Babies, that kind of stuff will fold into group streams. We'll do themed group streams.
So those essentially will be like... Those will be like
they'll be the
Hologrates.
same as the shows that
they'll
be the same as the shows that they're doing, except they'll just be streams, and the VOD will be it'll go up on YouTube, and that's that. Hall of Greats has always been a group stream theme. It's a group stream skin. That won't change. That's what it always was, and that's what it'll continue to be. Jury's out currently on Reaction Shots and Fast and Loose. It's kind of voluntary. If Huber and I feel like doing it, we'll or can do it. Like if we don't get other jobs and we're not burned out, we'll do them. Or not. Or maybe we will come up with some other idea and do something else.
Yeah, do that instead.
And yeah, we can do whatever. Maybe make it its own Patreon and like it'll like grow better on its own. Who the hell knows? Mysterious Monsters, we owe you 2 more currently. I hope to do those. I want to try to pitch it around, maybe. Do it somewhere that would have funding for it, make it grow. I've got huge ideas for it. I have various budget versions of that show that exist in my head that have puppets and all kinds of crazy.
We're going to Nickelodeon.
Yeah, who knows? I have a few choices. I won't say what they are, but yeah, I mean, either we do a couple more and that's it, or we pitch it somewhere else and they grab it. Yeah. I love Mysterious Monsters. I love Reaction Shots. I love all those. Mm-hmm. It's just like we need to be realistic with our time and energy, and
viewership ratio.
Well, yeah, and also like the way that we structured Easy Allies 8 years ago was not planned out. It was a kind of, we were reacting in the moment to how quickly our Patreon skyrocketed. Literally broke Patreon overnight, and like we had all thought like, yeah, we'll make a podcast and maybe we won't hit these other things, blah blah blah. And we had all of them, and we were like, okay, we have to do everything we were doing before and more stuff, and we don't have a guaranteed paycheck, and like, so we guaranteed a full-time amount of work with a flexible pay scale, and the pay scale had been going down for years, I think as a result of COVID and other factors, and we just had to get realistic with kind of like them's the breaks, kind of like we can't be delivering game trailers output, full-time output, 8-9 shows on a 2-show budget, and it sucks. Like, it was a painful thing for us to do, to announce, but at the same time, like Blood and I said in the announcement video, like, I'm honestly hugely optimistic about it, as was Blood, as Blood is, he said in the video. Already we've had some cool opportunities happening, like Huber and I working with BAFTAs, and like we've got some sponsor stuff locking in, and like we have some stuff that has been in the works for a while that you guys haven't even seen yet. That's really, really cool. And like really cool. And still months out. And like, you know, Easy Allies isn't going anywhere, and it's not dying, it's not going out of business, it's not changing like drastically. And if anything, I think that this will be a shot in the arm that will strengthen it. I think that the numbers could very well go up, as we've seen in the past with focusing of the channel, that people understand better what we are when we focus. And I think that that will only be better for us. And I think that the things that you love about us, even if they are the more niche things, even if it is, you know, the shows style stuff, the hangout style stuff, that's not going away. It's just changing into a theme for a group stream. And it'll be largely unchanged. So I think, like, while the output of numerical hours of content per week might, you know, lessen slightly, the vibes, the jolly, you know, stuff, and the news and everything you come to us for will not be going away. So basically, it's Easy Allies 6.0 or whatever the hell we're on now. We're on phase infinity, so that's it. We declared no more phases, but you know, this is the new streamlined, strengthened version of Easy Allies that will allow us to exist in perpetuity, or until, you know, the wheels fall off or we just get sick of doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and for this show in particular, I know people have been like wondering, like, oh, are the sales reports going away and the headlines are going away? And it's like, they're not going away. We're just like, we're putting the frame trap stuff into this show, and just a matter of time, that means that there will be fewer headlines. But the fact is, you know, it'll be like the better headlines. You know, it'll just be the cream of the crop will rise up, and then it won't be like scraping. It's like, what the heck is going on? Somebody better announce something on Thursday, because I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Like, that kind of thing I won't have to worry about anymore, because I know it's like, okay, Huber and Don are going to talk about Avatar, and then, you know, Damiani's going to talk about Star Ocean or whatever, and then, okay, I just need, like, a hot story or two to, like, throw in there, and then, you know, still run over some stuff, and also this week or whatever.
Yeah, like,
that's an
Frame
unseen
Trap
thing.
Was bi-weekly, so like the podcast is weekly, you know. So it's like you're gonna get that Frame Trap dose more frequently.
Yeah, that's like an unseen thing about Frame Trap, was like, yo, we got to bring new games. So it was like I was always trying to like play other things. It's like, yo, I fell off of Baldur's Gate. And like Twilight Princess, Tears of the Kingdom, because I'm like playing other things to bring to Frame Trap. So it's like that.
Yeah, and it's
element.
And that'll still be a factor, but you know, among the, you know, the ones that are here, everyone that's going to be around, it's like you won't necessarily have to bring something every week, but somebody else is going to bring something, you know. So like 2 or 3 people a week are bringing a game, you know. So maybe this week, like, or, you know, like, maybe you do something like on the podcast that's similar to like what I did with the Zelda Diaries, and it's like you're talking about the same game, but you're just telling stories of like what the heck you did this week, you know. So
love that.
Yeah.
I've also seen questions about Community Showcase and the Patreon tiers and all that kind of stuff, and we're still working out exact details, but you know, we're open to all kinds of stuff. Like Huber and I were talking about on Community Showcase, whatever day that was, yesterday. Time has. I've been really out of it. I've had a fever for, you know, whatever. But you know, like maybe folding part of that, like doing fan art stuff as part of group stream, or, you know, we're open to different suggestions. And if you in the community have ideas, we'd be interested in hearing that. We don't want that stuff to go away. We want to find other ways to do it.
Yeah. The thing that I've been leaning towards, and I've seen some of the community members leaning towards, is, you know, putting that again as like part of that rotation, the Hall of Greats, to achieve it yourself, that kind of thing. And so that there's like still like a concentrated thing, but that'll also mean that like rather than you only get like this specific person every time, it's like no, we're all there. We all are keeping up with Michelle's RPG or with the comic book or these things that go on like every month, you know, and so that like we aren't like trying to be like catching up. It's like, wait, I missed something here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll figure it out, you know. And the same thing with the podcast. Like, I know that I want to have that frame trap stuff in there. I don't know exactly whether I'll mix up any other formatting things or like, you know, am I going to do a block of headlines and then a block of games, or am I going to mix them together, or is there be some headline that like makes a game like make more sense next to it? Whatever, you know. I'll be chewing on that kind of thing. I'll be chewing on like, you know, do we still have 2 teams of bets, or does everybody bet, or do we have
everybody
draw
bets.
Everybody out of a hat and you get a partner?
No more friends. No more friends.
No more friends. So we'll see.
You mean everyone individually? That's crazy.
Yes.
That could be kind of oh yeah, I mentioned the tiers largely unchanged. I mean, we're still gonna do fan mail. We're still gonna do Golden Voice.
Yeah. Yeah, there'll be a couple of things that change in the $1 and the $5 and $10 tiers. It'll change a little bit, but everything else will basically be where it's at. There won't be any tiers that just like go away.
Yeah.
No More Friends is a
pretty minor
poker reference.
Yeah.
Okay.
From Scott. Hi, allies. Why did Capcom decide to make Exoprimal a new IP instead of making it a new Dino Crisis?
Way less budget.
And on the other side, why did Arcane use the Prey IP for their space-themed immersive sim instead of making it a new franchise of their own? It's clear the corporations and developers care deeply about their IP, and the choice between reusing and reimagining an existing IP versus creating something new is something that all companies have to deal with. Below, I have listed 5 active publishers and developers and an IP they have not used for a new game in at least the last 10 years, along with the last quote-unquote sign of life from the franchise. Which, if any, do you feel have a chance to one day come back, or do you feel that companies will just use a new IP instead? All right. So first one. Namco, or Bandai Namco. Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer, dude.
The last new game was Ridge Racer Unbounded in 2012 for the PS3, 360, and PC.
Wow.
Last sign of life was Ridge Racer 6 being made backwards compatible on Xbox Series X and S to be put back on sale digitally in 2021. Plus, PSP Ridge Racers was added to the PlayStation Plus catalog in 2023.
Interesting one, Ridge Racer. I feel like that's kind of dead.
Ridge Racers.
Like
Yeah, it feels dead to me.
arcadey racing games aren't really super popular right now.
Yeah, it feels dead.
Sadly,
Everything
it
has
does.
a pulse, though.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
Everything comes
it's
back.
time yet.
Yeah, everything comes back.
I feel like it. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it. They have so many things already. I feel like they're just focused on
Right.
so many anime games. But yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to see it again, but I can't see it coming back quite yet.
Same.
Yeah. And Unbounded was not really a Ridge Racer game. That was a weird game.
Bring back Cruisin'.
Well, they did that.
Love cruising.
We did have
They did?
that Cruisin' Blast that we played, yeah.
Cruising blast.
That's much
When
more
was
recent
that?
than Ridge Racer. That was a couple years ago, yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
From Software, Tenchu. The last new game was Tenchu Shadow Assassins in 2009 for the Wii and PSP. Last sign of life was From Software confirming to GamesIndustry.biz in 2018 that Sekiro started as a Tenchu game before evolving into its own thing.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Is Sekiro just kind of took that spot from it for a while.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I would love Tenchu, But I mean, I'd love Sekiro 2 also.
Tenchu 100% is coming back in less than 10 years. 100%.
I feel like they'd revisit other IPs first.
Yeah, I think that
Kingsfield.
they're more interested in doing
Like
other
we
stuff.
just got Armored Core, which was like their main thing.
They brought it back.
Yeah, and I don't even know if they even
Tenchu back.
started making Tenchu games originally. I don't know if that was them. I can't recall.
Sony. Siphon Filter.
Yes,
yeah.
I definitely feel
100%.
like yes, this could come back.
The last new game was Siphon Filter Combat Ops in 2007 for the PSP. Last Sign of Life was Siphon Filter Logan's Shadow coming onto PlayStation Plus catalog this year.
Yeah, I feel like they could do a new one. Definitely
100% in less than 5 years.
could be their game that they're working on right now. Bend,
Could be.
because it ain't Days Gone
it?
too.
I do wonder if it's like a big enough name for them to bother bringing it back. I wonder.
That's a good question.
Because I loved
Yeah.
Siphon Filter, but like, who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
It's to me it's the best of both worlds because you bring a game back, it's called just Siphon Filter. If you don't know,
Yeah.
you don't know. What's this cool spy
Right.
game? Awesome. And then everyone else that's in the gaming industry is like, "Oh, Siphon Filter, it's
yeah.
back." Ah.
Just make a cool spy
Yeah.
thriller game.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what game is hard as shit? Siphon Filter. I like that.
Capcom. Onimusha.
Oh, I was gonna say, don't say it, Blood, but you did.
Don't
Alright,
say
you
it.
I didn't write it.
Let's hear it, Blood.
Last new game, Onimusha Dawn of Dream 2006 for the PS2.
Blows my
Oh
mind.
yeah.
Last Signs of Life, Onimusha HD Remaster 2018. Onimusha Netflix anime this
Right.
year.
Damn right.
And the Allies thinking that Path of the Goddess was an Onimusha game when a Capcom logo was shown over a Torii gate.
What? That's a good guess.
Listen.
It was either that or Okami.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
100% Onimusha will return. I don't know when. I'm not gonna say under a certain amount of years, but
You're
100%.
going down every time. You got to say 3 years
Yeah.
now.
100%. It is like not a slam dunk, but it's like, it just makes so much sense, you know? Like, you have your Resident Evil with the zombies, you got your Resident Evil with the dinos and Dino Crisis, and then you got your Resident Evil with demons and samurais. So, I think it'll return one day. It's just a matter of like the personnel involved, you know? So like Inafune
Right, what about him?
is like gone,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and he would like
He ain't coming back.
exactly like produce the
Yeah.
original. So it's like, is there any, because that's the thing, is like you need people at the studio to be passionate about these things. It's not just the people wanting to make cash, like, yo, let's make this to make money. It's like you got to have that business side of it, and then you also have to have the creative side of it. So it's like all we need is one person at Capcom to just be like, yo, let's go. And the fact that the
Reading
anime just
stuff-
came out.
Reading stuff like this is so crazy because I was trying to figure out how many copies the HD collection sold. As of
not
this
enough,
is on Wikipedia,
apparently.
so whatever. But as of June 2023, the series has sold a total of 8.6 million copies worldwide, making it Capcom's ninth best-selling franchise. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always kind of shocked at how few these games have sold. You know, it's like I
Well,
view
just
them
'cause
as like
games are
all-timers.
Yeah.
You know,
Just because in the last like 5 years
They went up
plus,
a lot more.
games sell so many more copies than
Yeah.
they ever did. Gaming
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like exponentially bigger than it's ever been. So it's just a matter of time. It's not an if, it's a when. Onimusha will come. Like, legitimately, we just had a friggin' anime. Right now.
yeah.
Right now.
That franchise is alive. And they remastered the first one.
Yeah.
It's been a while now.
Yeah, it was a while.
It was a while
They've
ago.
Really slowed down.
I
like,
know,
no
I'm scared.
two,
It's
at
real.
least.
That is scary. The fact that the anime came gave me more hope. Like, if the anime wasn't out now, I would be way more scared.
Right.
because it's like, yo, why didn't you remaster 2 and 3 at least? At least 2. Like what?
At least 2.
What are you doing? So I don't know.
But do you think the thing we always theorize happened where it's like
Didn't
the
sell well
remaster
enough.
was to test the waters and it didn't sell well enough?
Part of me does think so, which is
Sure,
scary.
yeah.
And I do think Dino Crisis comes back first.
I feel like there's more demand for
There's
that.
way more demand.
yeah.
Everyone is just obsessed with dinos.
That's what I think is so funny about it, is because I think that like there's demand for Dino Crisis from people who
Yeah.
have no idea what Dino Crisis is.
Exactly. They don't
Yeah,
even
oh, yeah,
understand.
yeah. They just
They're
know
like,
it's a-
Resident Evil with dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's just a scary dinosaur game.
Yeah.
I want it.
Exactly.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
They don't know how fucking merciless Dino Crisis is.
But the thing is,
hard.
Bloodworth, is that like you're running out of
Who is
remakes.
smoking?
Resident Evil, you're running out. So like they're gonna have to make other things once they're done with Code Veronica and Zero and maybe Outbreak. Like
They're
there's
gonna
only so
start
many.
doing
Maybe they'll do.
Outbreak.
Yeah. Oh my God, a Resident Evil Outbreak remake.
They can totally get to 5 and 6 if they want.
Yeah, they could
then
do
they
5
could
and
just
6.
start doing.
Then they do
different games
1
at a
again.
time.
They get remake
and also
1
here,
again.
they're
yeah.
gonna
Still.
yeah they're gonna pull a Naughty Dog and start remaking the remakes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's insane.
EA. Burnout. Last new game, Burnout Crash in 2011.
And Paradise Remastered.
360 PS3. Last Sign of Life, Burnout Paradise HD Remaster 2018. This game ain't coming back.
Yeah, I think so. I'm with you,
It's
bud.
not.
Because that
It's-
team
it
is
just is not. I mean, the team is scattered to the
It's
winds.
scattered to
for
the
one,
winds.
but
Exactly.
There's a criterion, but
Yeah.
the original guys they're making that Recreation or whatever.
Yeah, the spiritual successor, kind of, right?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where like you're building the track and smashing into people at the same time. But
Good grief, Burnout.
or
Paradise.
they've got guys that are working on Battlefield. They got guys that are working on Need for Speed stuff. Well, Need for Speed's kind of like moved all over the place.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people have moved with it, so it's
Yeah.
weird. But Unbound did pretty good. I think that's another one that like fell in the Game Awards gap. Got forgotten for nominations.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. I will never say never to anything, but I'm kind of with you on
Yeah.
that is a long shot.
Yeah. Well, and then like a lot of what you would want out of that is like being handled pretty competently by Wreckfest,
Yeah.
and those guys are working on sequel. So
Yeah. Dude,
I don't know.
Wreckfest. Wreckfest is the best game that I don't play. God, that game is sick. Ugh.
I think the main thing that makes Wreckfest a lot different than Burnout is it's a weighty game.
Oh yeah, you feel it. You feel the
physics,
hits.
yeah.
Big time. Yeah, you feel like paper in Burnout Paradise compared to Wreckfest, honestly.
Yeah. From Daniel Kozlovsky. Hi, allies. Question specifically for Huber and Isla. What is the 55 meme? I love it. 55. Keep it. Keep doing it. It makes me laugh. I join in every time you say it. But I don't know what the source of the meme is. Please help me understand this mini joy you bring when you say a seemingly random number. Love and respect, Dan.
We do it because of Back to the Future. I think 2 or 1. I don't remember.
It's 2.
It's 2. There's a part where it cut and they go to the Sammy Hagar song that I've never actually heard outside of the movie.
Wait,
He just
really?
goes- so yeah, so they on an edit, it cuts to a new place, and they're just like 55, and it's like a song about. I guess it's a song about going 55, which is so tame.
Yeah. It's speed,
It's-
yeah.
Yeah, it's a song about I can't drive 55 because they're
Okay.
protesting
Yeah.
the speed limit back at
I
the...
see. Yeah. So it's a speed limit protest song.
Yeah.
But it's from Back to the Future. I should probably listen to
Yeah.
the song at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it's a classic rock song.
Yeah, it is a classic rock
Yeah,
song.
it's
Exactly.
it's juxtaposed against like it's the alternate 1985 where
Yeah, right. It's when they cut to
Yeah.
the 85 and you see a bunch of motorcycles.
yeah,
Yeah. I know. I can picture the exact shot now. Yeah,
Is it?
it's Biff's
Van Halen?
1985.
Well, Sammy Hagar's solo, but he performed it
Okay.
with Van Halen on tour. But it's a Sammy Hagar solo song.
Got it.
Yeah. Nah.
50.
Yeah.
It's so addictive.
I love it. It's so much fun
you
to
know.
Yep.
do. Yeah.
I had to
When that
include
number
it
hits,
because
dude, how do you not think of it?
no joke. People ask this all the time.
55. Yeah, I've actually seen some people.
Back to the Future 2, baby. Back
God.
to the Future 2.
It's a perfect film.
It just took Dan to put it into
really
a love
good.
and respect question. Oh, I just died in your arms tonight. It must have been something you said. I just died in your arms tonight. Oh, I just died in your arms tonight. It must have been some kind of kiss. I just died in your wars.
Wars.
Who's going first?
I'll go first. Oh, Damiani. Let Damiani go
Damiani
first.
said it.
Grabs or leg sweeps?
Ooh. Well, I gotta go with leg sweeps because I always say don't get grabbed on the stairs. Plus, the best leg sweep moment of all time, the Karate Kid sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg, dude.
Also, Mortal Kombat leg sweeps.
Mortal Kombat leg sweeps.
That's good.
Iconic. Damn, Damiani, that was good.
Who's next?
Nope. Not me. I
Sure.
went second last
All
time.
right.
Sure.
I'll
sure,
go.
sure.
Huber's got it. X or cross?
X. Cause it's X, square, triangle, circle.
It's actually cross in that.
It's supposedly called
Yeah,
cross.
for me,
Officially
though.
called cross.
I know it's officially called cross. Just like it's not called the NDAs.
MPDs?
MPDs. But I just
You were out.
I like
think you won, dude.
the X, but I just like I just like calling it the X button. I don't know, it's a habit for my whole life. It's like when people called him Titus, you know? If you're born with it
Yeah.
and you say one thing for a really long time, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
What do you mean?
Elon Musk is really
Like
really trying to
PS1,
take-
I called it the X button. I didn't know it was the
they talking about
cross.
the
He's really
name
trying to take
Titus.
the
I was
muster
like,
out of
what?
X, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I like it's the X button. I don't know.
I'll go. Fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Forks or spoons?
Oh, fuck. This is an annoying question. Okay, with a fork, I can eat everything at least. A spoon. If I'm trying to eat soup with a fork, I'm going to miss a lot of that juice. I'm going to miss a lot out. The spoon might be harder to get some meat, but I can fucking make it work if I got to. Yeah. If you throw me in the wild with a spork or a fork or a spoon, I'll probably take the spoon. I'm taking that spoon? Yeah. I can eat everything with the spoon. I'm not going to eat ice cream with a fork like a psychopath. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not happening. I'm doing that.
All right. Isla,
Hit me.
bubble flower or drill mushroom?
I don't know what either of those are. I didn't get that far, I guess.
You played Mario.
Is that are they in Wonder?
Yes.
I only did World 1. I'm not that far.
Uh-oh. Well,
2023, bitch. I don't.
you'll have to go with your imagination then.
All right. Drill mushroom.
They were definitely in the trailers.
Cause who doesn't love to drill?
Hell yeah.
Good sell.
Galaxy 2, dude, the drill.
I think Brad sold it the best.
I did?
We got Brad.
Okay.
Well done. I love
He
spoons.
just couldn't give it to Damiani twice in a row.
Oh, yeah, that's probably it. Huber's like, X.
NDAs.
NDAs. You gotta sign your NDAs.
Sign the NDAs. We signed some serious NDAs for that BAFTA thing.
Yeah. Ironclad.
Yeah.
First rule of NDAs is you can't talk about NDAs.
It's over. Can't you say that you did once it's over?
It's usually a perpetuity of like 5 years or something. Yeah. Anyways,
All right, well,
let me tell you about
we're not gonna give up
patreon.com/easy
Any
allies.
secrets?
If you want to keep this thing rolling, if you want to see where this podcast goes in 2024, head over there and send us some cash to keep this thing running. We are funded by people just like you who think this is worth doing, that like what we do, that like us screaming about NDAs and the Game Awards and everything else. And at $5 a month, you get this podcast 2 days early. You get it ad-free. You get bonus Love and Respect questions. You get to submit to Love and Respect, all that fun stuff we just read right there. And you get in our Discord, which is cool because you can check out some of those people put those news tips in there as they're happening, so you can see what's happening and chat with other people about it. And then, sometimes like I'm looking through there, making sure I didn't miss anything there, so that it kind of helps us out. Plan the podcast. At $10, you get to submit to things like that community showcase. You get to vote on some of our group streams in the future. That's how Stream Team's going to be merging into that a little bit as well. And then at 25 and up, you get a producer role, which means at the end of this episode, once a month, we put those credits in there. Brandon Jones reads all the names like a maniac. And there's different levels of that. We send out fan mail to the $50 tier and all that. And our platinum producers get a shout out on this podcast every week, as well as shout outs on other things that don't exist anymore. Frame Chat will be in the new podcast next year. Shout outs to Javawebs, Elthanis, Greg the Dark Knight Kettering, Jesse Blue, and Raymond Wheeler III. Shout out. Brad, this is your last episode as a regular.
Yeah.
On this
wild.
specific podcast.
Yeah. Wild.
I'm not sure if something else will go up slightly later than this or what. This is pretty close to the end.
This is probably the end, right?
This is one of the last things.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
Good times.
Yeah, super good times. Had a blast. This crazy ride. Hell of a crazy wild ride. Tons of fun.
Yeah.
Had a really good time.
And just having to jump into Frame Trap and do all that.
Yeah.
This past year or so. Mm-hmm. Been pretty well.
We've all had to step up way more in a lot of ways. So I'm proud of everyone. It's been crazy. Well, we did it.
But as your last episode, and because you did such a good job supporting Spoons, you get to promote any Easy Allies video you'd like to promote. You get the final word on anything that you've disagreed with, want to reiterate, or just popped into your head from 2023, because that was this episode. Yeah. And you get to sign off with your trademark sign off.
Can I do a future promotion for you guys, like video?
Oh, sure.
Whatever you guys do for Goaties. Please watch that, because
that we haven't figured out.
No one's figured out yet, but always a lot of effort goes into all that stuff, and everyone really tries hard to play everything they can. They put in a ton of effort, so please make sure to check that out whenever it comes out. Final word is I guess just thanks for supporting me and everyone else over all these years. It's been awesome. I feel very humbled and blessed to be able to have done this so long with all of you there. It's been awesome to meet everybody over the years, so thank you so much, everyone, for the kind words. It means a lot to me. And, gotta do the sign-off, dude. The super...
How do you get it wrong every time? I just always think of fusion.
It's not fusion.
I know.
It's One Piece.
I know. Casual.
I forgot to do it entirely, so.
Someone should review your carpet.
The Easy Allies would like to thank our Patreon podcast producers. We apologize in advance for all the ally names we are about to misspell and mispronounce. Jabawabs, Elthanis, Greg the Dark Knight Kettering, Jesse Blue, Raymond Wheeler III, Bradley Spees, Forever Ender, Jay Shee, Jesper Popmel Dufay, John Doe, Rob Bob Will, Roy Sung, 44 Stars, Alexander Zirianov, Anna Croth, Andri, Aurelien Grenier, Beaten Down Brian, Brandon White, Brian Kruger, Colton Piccione, Daniel Martinek, DBA, Dimitri Zidis, Douglas Chomich, Faraz Rizvi, Garrett Holfish, G. Levin, Hayden Hargraves, Happy Gaming, Isaac Swanson, Jesus R., Kroldemort, Lath, Matthew Pauling, Miguel Rivas, Mo Grant, Paul Sway, Pete Shoemaker, Ronka Q, Raylon, Ritz 1906, Robert Stoffel, Sage Mode Q, Sam Handrick, Sigma, S-Snake 24, Stomps, Stepan Hakobian, The Banana Forklift Killer, Chom Nguyen, Zigazich, Anish Dor, Aaron Haney, Accounts Payable, Adam Henry, Alex Monaco, Alexander Sheck, Anthony F., Anthony Galvin, Anthrioni, Antonio Coyne, Arthur Lau, Osteal, Austin Kruckmeyer, Barry Tomasini, Benjamin Miller, Bob Starling, Brian Foster, Bryce Hornsby, Bunny Chen, C.S. Lewis, Katie Garza, Cassandra McKee, Chief Uhu, Chris Eccles, Christopher Santos, Clay Roberts, Colin Montott, Connell Sumlin, Corey Jackson, Corey Landega, Crumb Eyes, Culinary Stud, Cyberboa, Dan Sebring, Daniel Kozlowski, Daniel Wong, Dave Red, Davy Cakes, David Aniki, Delisi, DF, Edison S. Prada Jr., Enya Hink, Eric Crone, Eric Tobias, Eric, Espen Gotchman, Ethereal Ether, Felipe Barbosa, Fishflop, Forrest, Froject, Gabriel Aberg, Gabriel Smith, Jen Woofles, Gino Elite, Gustav Strombaum, Hadi Ali, Harrison Holt McHale, Helen Y, Hitman 47, I Sun Chor, Ian Anderson, Isaiah Matthews, Ivan Swade, Jack Forrest, Jan Nicholas Frogshirt Tilk, Gerald, Jesse Fish, Jesse Wilkeson, Joey Bruno, Joey Din, John McCullough, Jonathan Gonzalez, Jordan Phillips, Junya Motamura, Carl Williams, Keegan Boyle, Kevin Gillet, Leon Keys, Linson Wu, Lister, Luis Ibarra, Lion Crown 19, Marco Hernandez, Materia Addict, Matthias Clare, Max Miller, Mazrim Tame, Megadet, Mikey Mizek Novak, Mr. Anarchy, Mr. Madity, Nefertiti Jenkins, Nero, Nycrypt, Nikhil Sharma, Ninja Kitty Meow, Ono Turtle, Oro Gachino, Pablo Rodriguez, Paradigm, Patrick Held, Pixelated, Pojo TMC, RF Switch, Rainmaker, Ray Aldiar, Reed Johnson, Richard Ma, Robert J. Williamson, Robert Seven Lee, Robin, Ryan Rutger, Salvers, Samuel Copeland, SD Prima, Sebastian Trier, Servino, Shauna Bowman, Sean Johnstone, Cito, Sneaky Gato, Splontot, Steps, Stone Soup VT, Strikeout NZ, Soltab, Taffy 9K, T-Beaks 15, Tim Strothman, Toad Shadow, Tokyo Slim, Tomovi Kioni, Travis Ing, Trizac, V8 Dave, Wouter DeHaze, WTF Master Mike, Yami Zetsumi, Zach Hardy, Zach Wojnar, Zio VGM.